I feel like Zach, dude. Okay, we
I
can leave
think
this to
Zach's
the video.
undervalued. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah,
can
I do
wait, we
too.
can,
I
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
played him much, but when I do play against him, Aftershock is actually pretty good on him. It's actually like there's like chain champions that got shit on because of Aftershock, opposed to like Colossus or something or
Well,
not opposed to
I
Colossus, but rather, yeah.
I think he benefits more from Aftershock than Colossus.
No, no, for sure. Like definitely. Because he puts people together, right? And Aftershock like
Yeah,
explodes around
yeah,
him. Like it's actually like super good on Zach. It's definitely a straight buff to
right.
Zach.
I think he's
He's
definitely undervalued. Do you think he can go outside of the jungle role? Think he can go support or top?
uh if anything it'd be support.
Yeah, that's what I was
But
thinking support.
no, yeah, I've seen Smoothie play him support like a long time ago. Like people were playing support when he was like OP, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like people would always if your jungler didn't want to play Zac and it was for some reason open at that time, it would be support. I really yeah.
Oh, I was about to ask, like, how did Bjergsen
Oh
and
yeah,
Mike
my
lose this game? And then I'm like, oh, Wiggly on Rumble.
wait, Revan actually got hard. He got the camp though, to be fair.
Who?
I got camp.
Oh, this was
Rev
Sam?
Yeah, Sam shit on me really
Call him
hard.
Revan? What in the...
Well, for the stream, okay? Like
Oh, I get it. You got that branding. Cloud9 already has the branding lessons going, huh?
wait, what?
Jeez.
No, I mean like just so more people know who he like do people? Oh, I guess your stream obviously knows him by Sam. Because like whenever I call him Sam to like people in Solo-Q and they're like, "Who are you talking about?"
Oh, he still has the ID paid by Steve. That's amazing.
Oh wait. Oh,
That's his...
that was the jungle. Me and Sam were
Yeah.
doing on top and jungle accounts,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
we got master tier, and then we stopped.
Yeah. Paid
I
by
had we
Steve.
got like 80% win rate at master tier, and I was like, yeah, we got kind of bored of it.
God bless.
No, my top lane's pretty good. I just have a small champion
Wait,
pool.
how did he get a reset? Wait, what? He got another reset?
I don't know.
That's so weird. Huh. I wonder how he managed that. Alright, let's start talking about it. You ready?
Okay, is the video
Alright.
starting?
Yeah, well, yeah, we're gonna we're gonna start right now. So,
All right.
alright, let me just intro the stream and stuff for you. Okay, guys, this is going to be a jungle-centric stream. It's gonna eventually end up on YouTube, so hello to all you lovely fellows on YouTube. Basically, I'm joined today by Cloud9's newest pickup, Wiggily. He was formerly on Tempo Storm with me. I've talked about him being one of the best NA junglers, not even just resident, and I'm a very avid supporter of him in the sense that I think that his prime is still ahead of him, and I think that he has a lot of potential, and he's still going to go a lot further. He ended Season 7 rank 1. He has multiple accounts in Challenger. And then another thing that's also nice is he actually has taken a lot of time to learn how to play lanes. So his understanding of the jungle is a little bit different compared to most players who are only going to play the jungle. So we're going to be talking about a wide range of topics, and then we're going to respond to some of the questions that were asked to us on Twitter from my tweet a few days ago, and then perhaps we might answer some questions from Twitch chat. So getting into it, I gotta ask you, did you ever count CS?
Yes, I did in fact count CS.
So do you identify more as a Cro-Magnon or a Neanderthal?
I don't know. I think I'll take either, honestly. I like Neanderthal. That's a better. It just rolls off the tongue pretty nice. I'll take that one.
I like
I've
that.
had a few teammates in Solo-Q call me that before, so.
Okay. Now counting CS though, did you ever use that beyond the first clear?
Beyond the first clear, yeah. I mean, later on in the game, it's kind of hard to do it, but I'd say like second and even in some cases third clear, it can be used. I mean, it's not always your primary like source of use, like of determining where the jungler is, but it always was helpful to know like exactly which camps are down and up. So.
Oh, that's just some caveman shit, Wiggly. That's why it's good that it's gone. Now you can grow. You know, you can become a better player now that it's
Yeah,
gone.
now I
But
can get it rank 1 in a true season, right? Like season 6
Oh, I wonder what the excuse is going to be now this season in season 7. What
or
excuses are
season
the
8, yeah.
Yeah, season 8. What are the excuses going to be now for junglers? Because I can't even think like what the
I
major.
don't know. Like catch-up XP's gone now, and that was like the main gripe everyone had was like catch-up XP is so OP. Like you basically just pick like a tank jungler and just AFK and you win the game. But like it was just not true at all. So I
Yeah.
don't.
So all right, let's jump right into it. The first topic is the changes in the jungle and the loss of rubber banding. And do you like the loss of rubber banding and the best style of jungle in theory? So I know that you and I think, share a similar opinion on this. That rubber banding was actually good for junglers, and it was healthy for the game in a lot of ways because I think it promoted the better way to play jungle. And now with it actually being removed, I think it hurts the better way to play jungle. And I think that people that were outspoken against it were people that didn't understand lane quite to the same degree that they might have understood jungle.
No, yeah, I completely agree because any jungle meta that I think pushes the jungler to interact with lanes more than just camps and the enemy jungler, I think is always a push in the right direction. Like, I think catch-up XP might have been overtuned by a little bit, just because, I mean, for solo queue at least. I think for competitive it was completely fine. I don't think that anyone was like hard abusing catch-up XP and like just being a completely bad player, but just managing to whatever, like in competitive. Like maybe there's some cases in solo queue where that might happen because your teammates are really bad.
Right.
But like
And
that goes for all roles though. Like they're you're not going to be able to, 1v9 every game from every role. So I didn't see an issue with it. The main thing with it was that it promoted your jungler to get into a lane and try to help them win their lane, opposed to take camps and fight the enemy jungler and then win jungle and be stronger than the enemy jungler, which I think isn't what jungle originally was. Or I don't think that's what Riot has in mind for like jungle, and I think it's good that it was in the game, and I think it deserved a small nerf, but the nerf it got was too big, in my opinion.
I think the nerf was a little bit too big. I don't think that it actually changes the way to still play jungle.
No, no, no,
Um,
yeah, yeah. I
you know,
also agree with that. Yeah,
because you can
yeah,
go back in time and watch games from season 3, season 4, etc. And the weird thing for me is the junglers that don't understand that laners are a more valuable source of gold and levels. Like if laners are ahead, it's infinitely more problematic for the enemy team to deal with than if a jungler is ahead in levels.
yeah. I mean, a lot of it stems from season 6 when junglers were just in fact like objectively stronger than laners, at least in solo queue. When champions like Olaf and Graves were just like dominating solo queue, and Red Smite attributed it heavily to that. I'm confused more why they didn't just nerf Red Smite at the time opposed to like something else, because Red Smite was causing a lot of the issues with that statement that you just made, that laners are supposed to be stronger than junglers later on, but with Red Smite a lot of junglers can just beat laners straight up, and it was especially worse back then because you could get higher level than the laner as well. So I
Yeah,
think that like mindset kind of just like slowly crept over to every season. So like when you couldn't play like that, people became upset because they felt that was the true way of playing jungle, even though I just I just can't agree with it because it's just really a non-interactive way of playing the game, and I don't think it's healthy at all for anyone.
one of the things that was, I know that you and I talked about a lot in summer was if you're playing against extremely high level players, you shouldn't be allowed to actually get away with just power farming and moving throughout your jungle. It shouldn't be able to occur because the slightest thing, like what you and I call pranking, right? The term that we made up
Yeah,
in
yeah.
summer. If someone pressure ganks or pranks the lane and the enemy mid laner gets zoned off of a wave, or the enemy top laner gets zoned off a wave, enemy bot lane is forced to recall early, that is infinitely bigger than a jungler having a level lead or a level and a half lead. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
the laners just they take it so much further, and so the junglers that would argue like, oh, I just want to be able to power farm and stuff, they don't understand lane enough to make comments about, I think, the topic of rubber banding. I don't think that I think if they understood lane more, they wouldn't have been so heavily advocating rubber banding's removal or ketchup XP being removed from the game.
no,
Because,
yeah,
yeah, if
yeah,
you were good, you wanted to gank constantly. You wanted to actually, you didn't need to get kills. And I think this is a negative mindset that people even still have in current day, where it's just starting to change, where junglers, if they gank a lane and they don't get anything out of it, they think, oh man, that was a wasted gank. Like, even if a
yeah,
summoner's
yeah,
not burned. But the lane manipulation that might occur from the gank is potentially like game breaking for that lane at the
yeah.
professional
And
level.
a lot of it comes too with understanding what lanes are gonna be broken over something like that. There's gonna be lanes where like obvious ones like Maokai like Scion top or something where like a little pressure gank like that wouldn't do anything really to manipulate the lane and
Right.
it would be useless. But you have to understand that there are like specific mid lane matchups, uh, bottom lane matchups that where those types of things can skew the matchup so heavily that it's actually unwinnable after like that certain point. If they can like freeze like one wave, and
Hmm.
just deny an entire wave or something like that, like the lane is just over.
Yeah.
But I think it just comes from I think a point that you made earlier, I think you tweeted it out earlier, was that in NA especially, a lot of the laners don't know how to break the lane once they get these little leads, right?
Right.
So it's hard to see where your pressure is going if the laner you gank for is literally just gonna like try to tower dive them on the next wave and just kill themselves and waste your time. So I can see like people getting that mindset just from solo queue because a lot of the laners just don't know what to do with advantages.
Yeah, and this has been something that I've been very outspoken about for a while, that NA and EU are still, the solo queues are still very much behind, where the laners and the junglers don't operate as one. They're individuals. And so
Yeah,
usually
yeah,
the individual junglers that rise to stardom are the ones that they either are so mechanically good that they're just outclassing everyone else, even if they're playing the same way, or they're the ones that are doing something no one else is doing, right? Like in recent times, you had Dardoch appear, and then you had Acadian, and then you had Mike Young and yourself, and there's these junglers that are coming out that are just simply not doing what other people are doing, and it's letting
yeah,
them stand out.
yeah. I felt that way, especially like last season, even like when had that huge discussion, right? Like after that discussion, you could visibly tell like the difference in like just the advantages you could get from doing small things that no one really else was doing because I don't think anyone really knew about it. Or if they did know about it, they didn't understand the extent to which you could do it. Obviously, talking about rubber banding currently, so
Wiggly, Reddit said I didn't understand rubber banding.
yeah, Reddit says a lot of stuff. I don't know. I mean, they get some stuff right, but I think it's just from if you say enough stuff, you'll eventually get like part of it right. So that's kind of Reddit to me. I
All
mean,
right.
sometimes it's not terrible, but I don't know.
So rubber
But
banding. I mean, there were also some matchups where rubber banding, like, I don't know how to entirely describe. Like, so rubber banding, however, did sort of hurt certain junglers in some ways. Like junglers like Shyvana, Nocturne, etc. Like the the power farming centric junglers that had to come up with creative routes and yada yada yada. And then also junglers that like to counter jungle, because some rubber banding strategies would actually involve you intentionally leaving camps behind, just so that
yeah,
you're constantly operating off of either wolves or wraiths or something. You just constantly keep getting the leveled up versions of these, and
hmm
you only take these camps when you know that the forced respawn is going to be higher, so that you can make use of it. But I think that this was entirely creative because before the respawns would even occur and stuff, you would have to pre-plan paths relative to your level to make the most use out of it.
Yeah, like basically you wanted to try to take like all of your camps once just so the level would reset, not to actually get the camp itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously you wouldn't always do that depending on like your lane matchups, but once you reset the camp once, it would always just be a higher level. So it was actually something that people never, I don't think, even thought about when they were jungling. Like even challenger players, it wasn't something that was really fully discussed, I think, to like the extent to which you could use this like mechanic to like get advantages on the opponent. So I thought it was like, and it's not something that's just really easy. Like a lot of people, uh, I know that I had discussions with about
Oh,
catch-up
I still don't
experience in the
believe it.
past. No, yeah, no, well, they they would make the argument that how is spam ganking any more skilled than like power farming without understanding these types of mechanics within uh the jungle at the time. Like they just thought the meta was, oh, all you do is spam gank and then like oh you just win the game. But like it wasn't necessarily just that. I don't know. It was there was more to it than just spam ganking every lane all at once 24/7. Although you could win games like that just because it's solo queue, but
Yeah,
I
you
don't know.
could. Yeah, you could. You could. I think that
Yeah.
that problem really stems from the fact, though, that the laners, they don't really, there's it's like when we were talking in summer, right? I remember saying that, you can give a random master 100, 200 LP top laner a kill against Smeb, and then Smeb won't recover in that lane.
Y-
Unless it's a truly recoverable lane, Smeb won't recover. But you could give a 200 300 LP top laner an NA a kill, and Haunter will still kill him. Licorice will still kill him. Quas will still kill him. It doesn't matter that you gave him the kill. It doesn't matter that you gave him the lead. They
Yeah.
can't do enough with it because
Yeah.
the laners aren't good enough. So then what ends up occurring as a byproduct is the jungler's like, well, was my gank bad? Maybe I should have done something different. And now they start doubting themselves, even though the
Yeah.
route itself and the gank was good, the laner failed. Like,
Yeah.
something doesn't stop being right because someone failed to execute. But yeah, go ahead.
And I think because of that, they want the role to be like super just self-dependent. Like a lot of junglers just felt like they wanted because the laner because I don't think that that's necessarily why they thought they just kind of just blamed everything on catch-up XP, but at the core of it, they saw like, okay, I ganked my lane and they ended up losing anyways, and the enemy jungler didn't do anything. Like, therefore, like catch-up XP is just broken. Instead of just thinking about, hey, maybe my teammate might have just made a mistake and the mechanics of the game are just fine, and that you're not always going to be able to 1 versus 9 a game,
Right.
regardless of role.
Right.
It's just accepting the fact that the role will never be as strong as it was back then because it wasn't balanced when it was that strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. And now that catch-up XP is gone, it'll be something else. But I think, yeah, that it's just a mindset issue that stems from playing solo queue, specifically in probably NA. I mean, I've never played Korean solo queue personally, but from what I hear from people, the laners do play a lot differently and are usually better. So yeah,
Well, so moving into that topic, rubber banding being removed. I mean, I still think the best style is still gank. Like just because if you get the lane or the lead, it's good. Like let's say
yeah,
that one of the feels bad man things about this though is if you do gank like twice and the enemy jungler simply just doesn't leave his jungle, he will get 6 when you're 4. With the new rubber, the remove
yeah.
rubber
Depending on
banding.
champion, yeah,
Right,
depending on
depending
champion. Yeah,
depending on certain champions. But because green smite, proper warding at high level of play, it's a lot easier to play around the enemy jungler being 6 and you being 4 than it would be, your mid laner being 5, enemy mid laner is 4 or three and
yeah,
a half.
yeah. Of course, like it's it's pretty simple to think about it in this way. Like if you're a mid laner and you have a 2 level advantage on the enemy mid laner, the enemy mid laner can't just go and start farming the jungle and avoiding you. Like the enemy mid laner has to walk back mid and farm against you, or else
Right,
he's just out of the game. So as a jungler though, you can fall behind 2 levels to the jungler and find ways to create pressure in lanes without them being there. And
right,
so just logically, in that sense, it's always going to be better for your laners to have a lead than you. Almost always, um, because there's always ways for you to come back into the game as a jungler when you're behind levels, but there's not always ways for you to come back into the game as a mid laner when you're behind levels, at
right,
least by yourself. You need jungle help at that point.
right.
You
And then
need an
that takes
outside
away
factor.
from the
Yeah.
jungler. So, there's
Yeah.
this pressure going on there. So, I think that, still come season 8, at least in Korea, for sure, the jungle style will remain the same. I'm a little bit worried, to be completely honest, about NA and EU because with the new zombie wards and plus green smite plus the removal of rubber banding and people weren't already using rubber banding in the first place or the gank centric style, I wonder if it just devolves into a constant farm fest with green smite and zombie ward acting as
Yeah.
safety nets.
I think the zombie ward is actually one of the most hidden, like, strongest masteries or ruins on one of these on this patch. Like, if you're winning lane and you can get zombie wards out, it makes it way harder
Yep.
to gank your lane. I think people have undervalued that rune a lot, especially in higher MMR. That is actually very strong. Like, it makes things a little bit more difficult for a jungler, that's for sure. And I think that could end up happening, what you just said.
Hmm.
However, I think because the one good thing that I can say about catch up XP being removed, or not removed entirely, but heavily nerfed, was it makes it a lot easier for carry junglers to come back into the meta competitively, opposed to have seen Rex or opposed to seeing Jarvan, Sejuani,
Right.
Gragas every game, because those champions, because catch up XP was a safety net and no one was really willing to, push like the spam ganking method, or it wasn't as effective or whatever. Uh, those champions just have the biggest safety net. Like if you play a carry jungler against one of those champions in competitive and you ward well as the Sejuani against Elise, and your laners play a little bit safer and can survive, she'll
Right.
always catch up in experience, right? Because of that mechanic. But now that that's gone, the carry junglers have a little bit more, say in how the game goes against a tank jungler, which was that was the one main thing that I liked about the removal or the hard nerf to catch up experience. I
Hmm.
think you'll see more carry junglers in competitive. And because you'll see more carry junglers, you probably will see more action. But the zombie ward and like in one sense, the catch-up XP removal was good for that because it'll add carry junglers, but the other sense, it might also promote a more safer style because you don't want to fall behind from ganking. So it's kind of a dual-edged sword in that sense. You'll see less tanks most likely, but
Hmm.
you'll also might see less action
Okay.
because of that.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
No, I agree. So I think that season 8, we're still a few months away from it kicking off. I mean, we have the Kespa Cup right now going on, but I mean,
Yeah, it's
also
hard to say.
patches and whatnot will still occur, and we'll
Hmm.
see what ends up happening to Keystones, certain champions, and whatnot. But I think we can go into the next topic, which is actually that Keystones.
Okay.
So what like certain junglers, a lot of people have been complaining about certain junglers being completely gutted with the removal of certain keystones. Most notably, one is Ivern. Um, and Ivern actually, I think, is a champion that benefits a lot from the removal of rubber banding, just due to the way that he works and the way that
Yeah.
he operates.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the best keystone for him. I mean, let's just talk about Ivern and Nunu really fast because these are two junglers that people have claimed as are removed from the jungle. Um, I think the only keystone he can reliably take is I guess Predator. He can either take Predator or he can take Spellbook. And I know that probably sounds really strange to people, right? Because you want Smite throughout the game, and I'm not disagreeing that you want Smite throughout the game, but I think that Ivern maybe being able to swap around his flash with something else at certain points is probably good, and then super late game at 40, 50 minutes, realistically, in a majority of scenarios, you're not going to need Smite to secure the objective if you've played around it properly. But then the question is not having Smite and rather having Exhaust or Heal or an additional Ignite or something, Barrier, whatever, is that more beneficial? So I feel like he only has two Keystones. Same thing with Nunu. I think that Nunu only has Predator and Spellbook as well, but Nunu is a little bit better because Consume.
Yeah. I haven't gotten to play either of those champions that much because just due to the meta in Solo-Q right now, but I would say that I have pre Aery nerf, so I don't know if this is true anymore. I did see Iverns taking Aery before. I'm not sure if that's actually good or not, but the couple Iverns that I did see in Solo-Q after the patch were Aery Iverns. So I don't know if it was just because Aery was just extremely overpowered or overtuned, but uh, that would be one keystone that you could potentially take. But the other two do sound also good as well. I don't know about Predator. I mean, I guess.
Well, the thing with Predator that I've talked about, and I mean I'm waiting to see how it unfolds more in scrims, is you can see my screen, right?
Hmm.
So if you're a jungler and I got this a little bit mixed up. So if you're a jungler and you're right here, and the enemy has a green ward right here or something, a lot of junglers cannot close this gap if it's early on. Like if we're talking level 3 or 4 or something. Most junglers cannot close this and then get here without the top laner,
Yeah.
right? But if you have Predator, this is actually that's potential gank with Predator, even this distance.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
in competitive, because when we talk about skewing the lane for your laner, I think Predator will have. I mean, I think that there's potential on it on some junglers, because it's almost like you have to prepare to face mobility boots way sooner than you normally do. And when a enemy jungler shows that they have Moby boots, like let's say Elise ganks and gets first blood or something, and her immediate recall is to circumvent jungle item or circumvent amp tome, and she just goes mobility boots. Normally, all the laners acknowledge, okay, Elise has mobility boots. We have to play the lanes out different because now her approach is different to the lane. We
Hmm.
can't be as far up. We can't, play this close to river and whatnot. And that's commonly understood at the pro level. But I think that Predator is more difficult because it forces people to play in respect to it, even if the person doesn't have Moby boots.
Yeah, it has potential. It's just that I feel like the cooldown is a little bit too long. But I haven't, they recently buffed it a little bit, but I still think it's a little bit, mm, I think on very specific junglers like that, it could be the best option just because of how they can sometimes struggle to get ganks off like that. But I usually just take water walking and what's the other one?
Celerity.
Celerity.
Yeah.
I take those two combined, and on almost every jungler that I go into the domination tree on, and those combined together basically just give you free boots and river already. So it seems like it could work like that, but I'm not too sold on it just because water walking exists, and that's kind of the purpose of that. Although it's not nearly as fast, to be
Right.
fair.
No, I think celerity and water walking are super strong. All right, let's
Yeah.
talk about electrocute.
Electrocute, all right. Uh, like what junglers
Yeah.
that I use Electrocute on? Uh, I mean, the obvious ones are like Lee Sin, Elise, and what are the other ones that I've been using it on? I mean, I was using it on Graves until you mentioned
Fleet of foot.
that fleet of foot just to me this morning. So, I mean, I think that I think I like it. A lot of people didn't like it originally and were using Dark Harvest, but I just think Dark Harvest is the
Jeez.
biggest noob
That
trap
is the
ever.
that is NA's rune.
It's
That needs to just be
yeah.
replaced with a picture of North America.
Okay. Okay, to be fair, someone was arguing that it's better on Ezreal to have Dark Harvest than Electrocute because it's easier to proc Dark Harvest. But I don't even think that's even good. Like,
I'm wondering
anyways,
about
I
Fleet
don't
of
know.
Foot Ezreal, by the way.
Yeah, I don't actually understand how strong that keystone is. I've never used it. I've like actually never used it, I think. So if it actually is like the speed of it is good and it could be good. See, the main thing with Ezreal is that I think that he's just a lot weaker in the jungle now because he benefited so heavily from Storm Raiders. Like he was
Yes.
probably the most the beneficiary of that.
Right.
And now that it's basically gone, he just feels a lot weaker to me. Like he's still fine for a solo queue because
I haven't seen him
he
once.
no yeah, I he's always going AD because he's just
Right,
really strong
Klepto.
AD right now. And with Klepto, I think if he wasn't strong AD, you still wouldn't see him that much though because of how strong lethality is and how strong some of the junglers that previously would have issues against him because of his mobility from Storm Raiders now just don't have that issue against him. He's
Right.
just a lot less slippery. Just makes him a lot weaker in general. I would go Electrocute on him though if I was to play him, I
In the
think.
jungle.
Yeah.
You don't like Glacial Augment?
Glacial Augment?
I was throwing Gauntlet on your queue. Come on.
Yeah, I'll pass on
All
that.
right.
I think Electrocute's a little bit better.
All right. Let's finish the domination tree and talk about Dark Harvest.
Uh, oh, Dark Harvest, yeah. Interesting keystone. I heard a lot about it originally, and a lot of people thought it was strong, and I just never thought it was good. I don't know. I'm sure your opinion's similar, but
Yeah.
I think there's almost a zero, other than I mean, obviously we're talking about at a higher level. I think in lower MMRs, this keystone's actually good
Probably
because,
broken, yeah.
yeah, because people just die to everything. You just get free you just basically just stack it really quickly if you're better than the opponent. It's just basically the pub stomp mastery or keystone.
Right.
Like that's its whole like purpose, I feel like. I wonder if Riot actually created it knowing that that would be its purpose.
Okay.
Is my question.
Now let's talk
I
about. Um, well, I mean, I agree with you. Dark Harvest is a terrible keystone. I think it's
mhm.
a pub stomp keystone. I think, it doesn't make any sense because by the time Dark Harvest gets really farmed up, you could have most likely already been ahead. And if you're not ahead, like if you're a scaling team composition or something, you're like Nocturne or Shyvana and you're not ahead, you probably don't have control over some of your own jungle camps.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're supposed to farm that up and stack it, and even then it's just gimmicky.
Yeah,
It,
I don't like it.
way too much of a wind up. Um,
And
it's yeah.
I just think on domination tree right now, for almost every jungler, other than like maybe like Hecarim, just Electrocute is better than both the other ones in almost every case that I can think of.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you said, there might be an argument for Predator to be made in the future. Maybe if they tweak it a little bit, I think I can totally see that happening. But for right now, I think Electrocute just kind of is just a lot better than the other two.
All right. Let's talk about, is it called the precision tree? The yellow one? Right? Precision.
Yeah, yeah, precision,
All
precision.
right. So we got press the attack.
Press the attack.
There's only like one jungler that, or two junglers that come to mind that I think take that, right? So you have Kindred
hmm
and what? Tristana, right?
There's one more that you're
Oh,
probably not
Jax?
gonna like. No, you're not gonna like it,
Oh
but
God.
it's actually good. Dude, I'm ready to
Stop.
argue this one.
Oh God.
It's Sinzao. It's Sinzao, baby.
I actually I faced him yesterday. I was
It's
3-1-2 with 3 items on
it's
Mouse, and he jumped on me and killed me.
yeah. No, it's the most overtuned
Yep.
champion I've seen in League in a long time. Like I invaded with him into the enemy jungler into the enemy jungle, and I had neither priority in either of my lanes, killed their jungler in like 3 hits, took his blue buff, and then killed their mid laner and left.
Yeah, Xin Zhao is he's
He's actually
interesting. He's
he's
like I don't know how to describe him. I know that there was a lot of talk around Shyvana, which Twitch chat is actually talking about right now. I overlook her just because I don't consider her a traditional jungler. So there's Shyvana. Oh
she's
yeah,
not.
and then Rek'Sai. But sometimes Rek'Sai's take
Oh yeah, Rek'Sai.
Rek'Sai
No, yeah,
takes Aftershock
Aftershock.
sometimes.
I think press to attack's the best. I've tried
You tried
more
both?
press to attack. I did try Aftershock, and I've played against Aftershock a lot in NA, and I think press to attack's better. Your clear is hurt a lot on Rek'Sai from not having the attack speed from the precision tree,
Hmm.
and then also press to attack just helps your team kill people too. I don't know. It just helps. Your early game just feels so weird, and if you're gonna pick a tank, I just wouldn't pick Rek'Sai as the tank that you're gonna pick. Like, it kind of just feels like a cop out, like of like, oh, we need a tank. Like, crap. Like, I picked Rek'Sai. Like, I guess I can go after Aftershock. You know, like you
Yeah.
don't want to do it, but if there is cases where you do it, you know,
Right.
that's
Right.
that's where I'm at with it right now.
Okay.
It's not like, oh, you just get into a game and block Rek'Sai and then you just pick Aftershock because it's the best. It's more like, okay, I have to be the main tank for this team. I have to be tanking. I need this keystone sort of thing.
Right. But then,
Hmm.
like, why are you taking Rek'Sai in that spot
Yeah,
anyway?
exactly. It's
Unless the
only like for
draft
yeah, yeah,
unfolds that way. Like, you don't have
yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
yeah, you don't have a
I
choice.
think I think Press Detective's definitely the best on Rek'Sai though, from my experience with trying the different masteries. Some people take Electrocute on her, but still missing out on that
What?
attack speed. So
Really? You've seen Electrocute?
yeah. Yeah, I've seen Electrocute. I've seen it. It's not, I don't think it's good though.
That's really
It's
weird.
kind of cheesy. Yeah.
Okay. Um. All right. What about Lethal Tempo?
Mm,
Yeah, exactly.
what is this Keystone? I don't think I've seen this one in my game before.
Is there any jungler that takes? Does Twitch jungle take it?
After damage, you gain a large amount of attack speed.
Does he take it?
Oh,
See, I don't
it's
even
just such
know
a weird.
because press the attack's so good in ganks.
Press attack's just better in every way.
No, it's not better in every situation.
Okay, not every
Yeah,
situation, but you get what
but
I'm saying.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
there's no situation where I'm like, oh yeah, like the enemy team is like this, or like blah blah blah. I just don't see myself ever taking it. Maybe Twitch jungle and maybe no, not Tristana jungle. You just take press attack. Yeah, maybe Twitch jungle. That's actually the only one that I think would ever make sense.
okay. And then the final one, Fleet of Foot, which you don't really have that much experience in it, right?
Yeah, it
So
kind of seemed like the old what you call it, the healing mastery for bot lane,
yeah,
the
Warlords.
warlords. Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of seemed like that. So I was just assuming it was just like the replacement warlord. So I'd never tried it on like Graves or Ezreal or anything. But after, yeah, if the movement speed is actually significant enough,
Well,
I
it's
can
thirty
see this being
percent, I
taken.
think. It's 30%. So I
What's the
mean,
cooldown on it though?
it's really short. So let me
That
see.
actually could be really good on Graves then.
Let's see.
I could see
Uh,
that being taken on Graves.
Fleet of Foot. Okay. Or wait, Fleet Footwork? Is that the name of it? Oh, okay, it is.
Oh yeah, fleet footwork.
Moving and attacking generates energized stacks up to 100. When fully energized, your next basic attack gains Fleet Footwork. Your next basic attack restores 5 to 50 based on level, 10% bonus AD, adaptive health, and grants 30% bonus movement speed for 1 second. And it also works on minions and stuff. So, I mean, it's a pretty Like Graves
Yeah.
can proc it on you multiple times if he's dogging you down.
Yeah, I think it could be good on the main one that comes to mind, obviously, is Graves.
Right.
Because I think while Electrocute is really good on Graves, that he could, in some cases, take Fleet Footwork,
Yeah,
now that I think about it.
I think those are his two keystones. Fleet
Yeah, I think
footwork
though
and
that's situational. If
right.
I'll have to try it more, but the more I think about it, the more I think that you can definitely take that because you do get the attack speed from this tree as well, which is something
Right.
that, while not necessary on Graves, is kind of nice to have that attack speed while you're clearing and just for fighting people.
Right.
But basically, the Graves that I've been playing in Solo-Q is just full lethality, GA, like third item. You just one-shot people with it. You don't really auto-attack, but I can see maybe a more like auto-attack based Graves take Fleet Footwork against like heavier frontliners.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, I can see
Um
that.
yeah, I can't think of any other jungler that would want fleet footwork.
Yeah, maybe Ezreal, but I
Maybe,
don't.
right.
Maybe that's a stretch though.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So let's move out of the precision tree and then what is it? Resolve, right? So that's the tank tree. Let's just
Oh, wait,
get the huh?
do we want to talk about the other masteries within the tree
Oh, do
or
you want
just
to
the
do
main?
that too?
I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, we can do that if you
I
want
just
to.
thought I was
Okay.
just getting ready to talk about the
All right.
Triumph
Yeah,
and
let's
Coup de Grace.
coup de grace. All right, let's do it.
Coup de
All
Grace.
right, let's go down precision then first. So we got overheal, triumph, and presence of mind. Let's just start with the easiest one. Presence of mind you don't take in the jungle.
Yeah, no. Basically, you just take Triumph in like every case.
God damn it.
It's
Oh,
so this is this mastery is so broken. Like you literally like I've seen AD carries have Triumph in a fight at like 10% HP, and then at the end of the team fight they'll be full HP with zero lifesteal just from getting like 3 kills, 3 or 4 kills, like just assists even, Like
yeah.
it's actually ridiculous how strong this is. The only issue with it is that if you're on Domination tree, you basically right now everyone's like arguing. All the junglers that I've talked to have been arguing about whether to take Triumph and Coup de Grace as secondary or Celerity and Water Walking. That's like the big
That's the big
uh,
argument.
that's the
Yeah.
big argument right
Yep.
there because both of them are so strong on junglers that it's actually like it's just like a toss up, like whatever you think is better. But that was the
Right.
main reason why I wanted to just quickly touch on those because I think they're pretty important to jungle.
So
But
when I was
obviously, if you have precision as your main tree, you want to take Triumph and Coup de Grace.
yeah.
I think the other ones are just not good.
Yeah, well,
Maybe
if you only have
cut down, cut
cut
down can be
down, cut down can actually be good on certain junglers for sure.
like Kindred, for example. If you're
Yeah.
just trying to hit frontline,
Yep. Cut down works. Especially if they have lots of tanks. If they have tank top, tank jungle, and then tank support or something, or like a semi-tanky mid too. Cut down's gonna be really good if you're like Kindred.
yeah.
I think that's completely fine.
And
Um,
then
no,
Alacrity and Tenacity and Bloodline, I think are just game dependent.
yes,
Usually
I think.
Alacrity though, on most junglers that have precision.
Yep. Alacrity
Yep.
is, I think, the best of that. I think in lane, though, Bloodline is potentially better than Alacrity in some situations.
Yeah.
Um, and then obviously Tenacity is for tanks that take this tree, usually. So that doesn't see too much use outside of that. I did not realize when I was doing the runes, and I was like a super overheal fan, that the shield decays, like, rapidly. I thought it just,
Yeah,
like,
no,
stayed on you.
no, yeah. Overheal is definitely it's good. It's
It's the
just that,
second, yeah, it's the second
yeah,
best, but I
it's just
didn't
that
realize.
Triumph is so good that it just like there's no reason not to take it because 15% of your mixing health plus just 25 gold because why not on
Right.
every it's just ridiculous. Like the amount of health you get back is ridiculous. The only thing, the downside to it is that it's not instant, but like it's it's gonna save you from like ignite, red smite, all of that stuff. Like
Right.
regardless, that's why it's so strong.
Yep.
But yeah. Anyways, we can move
So
on to the next tree if you want.
okay. So
I just wanted
precision's
to touch on
gone,
that.
and then we have domination now.
Yeah, I think so. Wait, no, no, no. We already went over that. We already
Yeah,
went
but we
over.
didn't go over the secondary ones.
Oh yeah, yeah. We can, we can.
Yeah.
That's true.
Uh, okay. So what's the first row? I'm trying to say. Oh, okay. Cheap shot.
Keep.
Your attacks and damaging abilities deal 12 to 30 based on damage, bonus true damage to impaired enemy champions. 4 second cooldown. I
Uh,
just don't see this being better on a lot of champions than sudden impact
that's basically what it
in
is. Like
jungle.
cheap shot is like the same thing issue with like overheal in that tree is that it's good, but it's just sudden impact just is just that much better in every way. So it doesn't
Yeah,
really matter how good it is as a on its own because sudden impact is just procced on by literally everything on like every jungler that you can just always get it off whenever you're ganking, whenever you're doing anything basically. So it's
yeah,
almost always better.
yeah. That makes sense. Taste of blood. You don't take that on a jungler. Then
Yeah.
there's so let's just talk about Ghost Poro first. Ghost Poro is terrible.
Ghost Poro, okay, I took Poro once on accident and I was tilted the whole game because every time you walk through a bush, it like has this bar on your screen and like I don't even care about it. It was so
Yeah,
annoying. That was the
it's,
only
it's
thing I remember from it. It was just annoying to
it's the
have.
most annoying thing in the world. It's the worst. Like
And it's
if I see
bad.
this, yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. I'm trying
Yeah.
to think like what mastery was this like? What mastery did people just never take? There had to be one.
There was definitely one, but
Why can't I think of one?
this is like the mastery you take like if you hate yourself
This is
and
the
you just want
mastery.
to suffer.
Yeah, this is the mastery that like people make fun of. Like they find the person that has it and they make fun of it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
okay, so that's Ghost Puro. Zombie Ward, I think, is going to be the competitive Keystone.
No, yeah, I 100% agree. It's the most under talked about thing right or under talked about Keystone right now because there isn't much competitive games going on. But I think as soon as like the competitive scene starts kicking in,
Hmm.
this will be talked about, I think, as being overpowered potentially.
Yep.
Or if not overpowered, it's gonna be just like that thing that you just have to take on junglers, so, like just everyone that goes into this tree. Because eyeball collection is it's good, but
It's good for
it's kind
solo
of in
queue.
yeah, it's good for solo. It's kind of in the same Dark Harvest thing. Like it's good, but why not just take Zombie Ward? Because it's probably going to be better in most cases. But if you're like in lower MMRs, I think it's just eyeball collection is probably better though. Higher
Yeah.
MMRs and competitive Zombie Ward's just definitely better
Zombie
though in every
Ward's
way.
yeah, Zombie Ward is
Yeah.
definitely better. With
Huh.
especially yeah. Okay. And then the final tree. So Ravenous, Ingenious, and Relentless. I'm a huge advocate of Relentless. I think that it's just too good.
Mm.
I don't think that you can neglect that, especially if you have Domination and Sorcery tree. If you have Water Walking, so like Pantheon, right? We
Yeah.
talked about him like a week ago. Pantheon with Water Walking, Celerity, and Relentless Hunter. If he gets,
Yeah. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
it's the stupidest thing on the planet. You're running through River with over 500 MS. It's like 508 or something.
I know, right? There's some argument I think to be made potentially for Ravenous Hunter on some champions that can benefit from it a lot, but I think Relentless or did I say Ravenous Hunter? Yeah, Ravenous Hunter, but Relentless Hunter I think will be better in almost every case
Yeah,
for junglers
I think for
specifically.
high level junglers, Relentless is just too much pressure.
No,
He's
yeah,
just
you
way
want
too good.
movement speed is just always so strong
Yep.
as a jungler in any case. So I think that's going to be taken almost every time if you're going to have to choose from those three.
And then, well, Ingenious. So the one thing that I've talked about, but no champions really do this, is if you go Ravenous or Titanic Hydra, that's on like a
Uh-huh.
4 second cooldown. So with Ingenious, so that can be pretty obnoxious in some situations.
Yeah, it can
But
be. The
there's like
bits
no junglers that make
that
use
the
of
Ra
that.
yeah, Ravenous Hydra is just not. I don't know. It's not that good.
Yep.
No one really buys those like active items that can be abused like that by this mastery as a jungler, so no one really takes it that
Right.
I know of.
I think that's
So
more
I
like
think the
top lane.
general consensus is that Relentless Hunter is the best on this line, but there might be a case where Ravenous Hunter can be taken if you want to, but
Yeah.
I just don't like it as much.
Okay.
So yeah,
Um, let's see. All right, let's move into resolve now, yeah?
yeah,
Okay.
resolve. Okay, yeah, sure.
Um, let's just start with the worst one. Guardian. You never take it.
Guardian.
Yeah.
Wait, let me look.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even know what the hell it does. That's
Wait. Oh yeah, for junglers, yeah, there might be like a couple support champions that could take it, but yeah, junglers is terrible. Aftershock is like the main jungle one. The only champion I know that takes grasp in jungle is Olaf.
What? Really?
Yeah, I think. Like, what else would you take on him?
Oh, that's Predator, I guess.
Nah, that's so bad though. It's such
Why?
a
Then he
long
has two
cooldown.
ghosts.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like on the ghost cooldown, but you get so many stats from this tree that are good to Olaf that you should take this tree. It's not just for the keystone, it's for like the stats you get, from the resolve tree,
Right, right.
opposed to the domination tree as Olaf.
No, that makes
That's
sense.
the one jungler that I know takes grasp.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
other than that, every jungler, you're just gonna be taking Aftershock.
Yep.
It's just
Um,
OP.
okay. And then the secondary ones. So demolish is gimmicky. You don't take demolish.
Yeah, on junglers, no, no,
Right.
no.
So you get unflinching, um, or font of life. So, I mean, both of them are pretty good. I mean, the tenacity from unflinching versus certain team compositions, that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it's basically unflinching is depending on team comp, but font of life is usually better in all cases. It's like the one that if you don't know what to take, you probably should just take font of life.
Yep. Font of
But
life is.
in some cases, unflinching will be better.
Yep. And
That's all.
then
That's about it. Yeah.
resistance. I mean, I don't ever see a reason for not just taking conditioning. It's like the junglers in the past that used to take flat magic resist, or they used to take like flat armor.
Yeah.
But then
Like
as
some
time
jung.
went on,
Yeah.
you just learned to
Yeah.
actually kite the camps and not stand still like a certain jungler. And then you could survive the camps. So I just think that conditioning is just too good.
No, I agree. I think Iron Skin and Mirror Shield are just for laners, like that actually really like melee supports that really need the like 5 MR against like Zyra or something. But
Yeah,
conditionings is better for junglers because you don't need the early armor and MR for jungling, really,
yeah.
on
You
any
don't.
champ I can think of.
All right.
So yeah, I think it's best.
And then
And then
there's the final tree. Yeah. Overgrowth, revitalize, second wind. I don't. You don't take second wind
no,
in the
yeah,
jungle.
what that's just another laning
Yeah, that's another laning
thing.
keystone, if anything. Revitalize. I mean, I don't know. I think
Uh,
overgrowth's just
yeah,
it's
just
super situational for
that's what I think. Like,
revitalize.
there's like a pattern in these where like I feel like the last two for junglers, like the last two in like any row are usually like pretty set in stone.
Right.
Like, but like the first two, like the main keystone, and then the second row are usually like more debatable. But then the last ones are just like, yeah, this one's always better, and overgrowth is probably always better.
Right.
you know. So that's how I feel about it at least so
Yeah,
far. We'll
I
see
feel the
how
same
if they
way.
change that. But
So, okay.
yeah, I
Now
think we move on.
let's yeah, we can move on to the final tree, which is
Sorcery.
inspiration. Oh,
Wait, we haven't done sorcery, have we?
oh no, we haven't. We haven't done
We
sorcery
have
either.
got two more. We
Yeah,
got
we
two
got
more.
two more. Okay. So inspiration's actually really quick. So no jungler takes kleptomancy. No jungler takes unsealed spellbook except maybe Ivern or Nunu, right? And then or maybe Cho'Gath, but no, because he just benefits too much from other stuff. And then there's glacial augment. Is there
Glacial
any
Og.
yeah, the
Uh,
slow on an auto. I had speculated that maybe Master Yi could take this because then he Qs and then slows you and you can't run away. But
No, I
that's,
think
you
it's
know,
just too
that's pretty
gimmicky.
stupid.
Like
Yeah, exactly.
it's just not like you could do that if like you're trying to like look cool. Like that's about it, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, look at me, I'm doing something different, but I think there's no case for junglers really take that, go into
Okay.
that tree as primary, other than the previous ones you stated.
And then Hex Check, Flash Traption, that's a I honestly think that's bad.
Mm, what is it called again?
Hex Tech, the thing that gives you flash if your flash is on cooldown.
Oh, it's bad for junglers, but it's broken on champions like Alistar.
Yes, yes.
Like that's how I feel about it. Like champions like Alistar and just engaged champions that don't have ways of getting over walls like that, it's actually insane because it's
Yep,
basically like having two flashes
yep.
because you can like hide behind like a wall and then just flash over and just force someone's flash really easily. But for junglers, it's not really that useful in my opinion. I don't see many cases where you get a lot of benefit from it. It just feels like kind of a waste
Yeah. All right.
on it, if
I
I'd
no,
be honest, for junglers.
I
Yeah.
completely agree. And then there's Biscuit Delivery, which you don't take on Jungler. And then Perfect Timing. This is the only one that I'm a little bit undecided about. I've seen some really creative dives be
No,
orchestrated.
I think perfect timing is just a really strong mastery in general on like most every champ that can go into this tree.
Yep. So I mean, I don't know. Perfect Timing I think can do some creative stuff, and then I do like how it's free gold. So
Hmm.
that's
Yeah,
kind of
on
nice.
champions like junglers that want to potentially build like Guardian Angel or even Stoneplate later on in the game,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a really good thing because it helps you build into those items anyways, and it's just super good for diving or, you know, escaping something or just outplaying someone. So
Mm-hmm.
I think this is really good on just any champion that can go into this, including junglers.
Okay.
So
And then we got Magical Footwear. I don't think you get that. I really have a hard time believing that you get this.
I've seen people do it, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I haven't tried it myself, but it's not bad.
It's not super bad, but it's 10 minutes. Like, if certain things just go a certain way early game, sometimes you just want boots.
Hmm.
And then those are factors that you can't attribute or account for. It just
Yeah, I
feels
don't like
weird.
it, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
10 minutes is way too long.
Yeah, it's way too long in the jungle and
It's actually
competitive.
way too long, yeah. No, now that I think about this again, this is bad. Not very good.
Yep.
Especially, yeah, just for Solo-Q competitive, either one. I usually get boots on like first or second back.
Right.
It feels really bad if you can do that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. I don't like it.
Futures market, I think that's bad
Yeah,
for
it's bad.
jungle.
It's
Yep.
bad on junglers, yeah, for sure. I don't like
And
it.
then there's minion dematerializer.
Obviously bad.
Yep. So, I mean, I don't know. Like,
Dude, that's the most interesting mastery to me, though.
it's
If they can make that one work in some way, that would be an interesting one. If they can make it not really bad. But I think if it's not really bad, it's gonna be OP. So I guess I'm okay with it being really bad.
You know what we're waiting for? We're waiting for the Glacial Augment, Perfect Timing, Minion Dematerializer Nunu, heading top lane at level 3, nuking your wave and diving you under turret.
Holy shit, dude.
That's what's
Imagine
gonna
that
go on.
happening. Holy god. Dude, you can actually tax so hard. Wait, I
No, this
lied,
is
dude.
NA's mastery.
This is the best mastery for jungle. You just take it,
Yeah,
you
and Dark
walk into a
Harvest.
lane, and just
Yep.
just you have your Dark Harvest and then Inspiration as secondary, and you just dematerialize a bunch of minions and leave. And then you complain about your top laner being behind in CS.
Oh
I
man.
think that's actually the meta for jungle right now. if I
Yeah,
had to guess.
that's exactly it. And
That's
then
actually the biggest troll mastery now that I think about it. You could just walk into someone's lane and just take their CS. All right, I might have to rethink that one.
well, no, the ultimate troll one is you take Unsealed Spellbook, right? And then you lock in Nunu, and you have Flash Smite, and then the game starts, and you swap to Ghost Cleanse. And then before the Nexus explodes, you reswap to Flash Smite so they can't report you.
That's
That's
actually
that's the
that's
meta.
next level troll.
Yep.
I haven't seen that one yet. I'm surprised. I'm sure they do that in Korea though.
No, I saw that once actually. Once so far. I've seen it
I was
once.
joking, but okay. I guess that's how you know about it.
No, I came up with that when I first saw it. I thought that was the next disco. You
That's
know,
actually no, yeah.
when Disco gets intelligent, he opens a book. So, all
Shit,
right,
never thought of it
the
that way.
the Beyond Cosmic Insight. I mean, that's interesting. Approach velocity. The only thing about approach velocity is if you chilling smite them, you get so much MS. But
Chilling
chilling smite is a solo Q thing.
for what?
Approach
Approach
velocity.
velocity.
Gain 10%
Oh,
bonus movement
yeah.
speed towards movement impaired allied champion or toward an enemy champion whose movement you have impaired. So if you chilling smite them and you get 10% bonus, I mean it's pretty gross. You
No, yeah.
basically almost get tier 2 boots on most champions, almost.
No, yeah. That one's not bad. Cosmic Insight is that? Wait, did you already say that was bad?
No, I mean it's I don't know how to feel
I
about
don't
it.
like it though. I was just wondering
Yeah.
if there's math on it or something like that. It's like actually pretty good. I don't think it's that good. I think it's just
Yeah.
like whatever. It's
Same.
fine. If you have to take it, it's okay. But I like approach velocity a lot.
Yeah.
Would this be good on like Olaf or
Well,
something? Like
yeah,
champions that have like perma slows?
sure. No, what do you take on Olaf in this tree though? You can't just take one. Perfect
Perfect
timing?
timing.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
perfect timing. Wait, what?
No. I agree with you, but you're.
Yeah, dude, perfect. It helps him dive. He doesn't have. Dude, it's actually broken.
Yeah, but don't you want water walking celerity?
Yeah,
You know?
but approach velocity is also really good.
It is. No. It definitely is.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, maybe there's like some. I think it's just. That's hard to say. You can go either or. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Water walking's just better for most cases though.
right. And
Yeah,
then the last one's celestial body.
I've never seen anyone take that.
I have only seen it on Alistars and Leonas.
I think that's stupid though.
Yeah, on Leona it sounds stupid.
I think on
Alistar it
Alistar
sounds.
too.
I mean,
It's better
I'm just
later
saying
on,
where I've seen
obviously.
it.
Like
Yeah.
Alistar actually has a lot of damage though. Like early game, like his full combo, taking 10% off of that seems kind of stupid
Yeah.
for 100 health.
Yeah, it
Like,
does.
although it's not bad, I think the only time you can take this is if you're a support, not if you're a jungler. You never would take that, obviously.
Mhm.
You don't want to do 10% less damage to monsters.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
yeah. All right.
Um,
What's the last one? Oh, yeah,
the
Sorcery.
sorcery. We got a good tree. All right, finally. Oop. Okay. So Aery.
Aery. Yes, of course, this mastery or this keystone very.
So I saw a lot of people saying that you take this on like Rengar and other stuff, but I've never seen Koreans doing that. I've never seen them taking
No,
Aery.
no, no. You don't take it on junglers.
Yeah,
Other
that's.
than like, I only saw it on Ivern. That was
I
the only
saw it on
champion.
Ivern yesterday. Yes, I saw it on
That's.
Ivern yesterday.
I think that's the only jungler you take it on. I mean, pre-nerf, if we want to talk pre-nerf, there might have been a case where you could take it just because of the damage, but
Hmm.
I think the most like it's just it's a good laning mass. It's like it was the most OP laning keystone. It's not the most OP jungle keystone by any stretch of the imagination. Like I don't, not very good.
Yeah.
I saw some Nidalees take it when it was OP, but you wouldn't take that anymore. You would just take
Hmm.
Electrocute.
Um,
Or sh-
okay. So the other thing, so Arcane Comet. This Keystone, I have to really say that almost every time I've seen it, if it's not on a very specific champion, and even when it's on them, like Xerath or MF or something, I'm really underwhelmed by it. I don't know how
yeah,
you feel, but
for jungler,
for
like
junglers, like who can you take it
I
on?
don't. It's good. I think it's good for laners, honestly, because like, have you seen like the Arcane Comet Olaf sort of thing, like top lane?
No,
He just
I
hits
haven't
you
seen
in
it.
the Q, and it just, I don't know. It has
Oh,
like
does
a
it
really
keep
high
just
win rate.
going off?
Yeah,
Arcane?
basically.
Okay, that makes sense.
No, but for junglers, there's no real jungler that would take this.
Yeah,
Yeah. In all the cases where you might take this on like an AP champion for jungle, you just take Electrocute anyways, like Nidalee,
right.
Elise, you know.
Okay.
It's not bad, it's just not good.
Yeah, it's just
But
not good enough.
yeah,
And then
you
there's
could
the
dodge
final
it.
one, uh, Phase Rush. So this is just worse than the old Storm Riders.
Yeah, it feels really bad to me.
Yep,
I don't like it at all.
I hate it.
Just take yeah, it three separate attacks or abilities. Like it's already kind of hard to proc compared to the old one,
Yeah,
and the movement speed is super underwhelming for what you get from it.
yep, completely
Don't
agree.
like it.
All right, and then the next row, Nullifying Orb. Sometimes that's actually just the only thing that you can take, but
Yeah,
I mean, Ultimate Hat in some situations is okay, I guess.
I
I
think
think it.
Ultimate Hap is a big noob trap though on a lot of champions. Like people think that it would be good on, it's just not good enough. Like it doesn't give you enough for what you think. Like a lot of people thought it was really good on release, but it actually doesn't reduce the
It's very
cooldown that
specific.
much. Yeah,
Right.
like on champions, like everyone knows like Karma with Ultimate Hat is super strong, right?
Yep.
Like champions like that can abuse it well, it's really good, but most champions can't abuse this enough
Right.
to make take advantage of it. So I almost always would take Nullifying Orb or Mana Flow Band.
What about whatchamacallit? What's this cooldown? Let me take a look.
Who, Pantheon?
Pantheon. Well, Pantheon's cooldowns are really big. So
Yeah,
the seconds that it shaves off is actually noticeable. Like you can definitely feel that early on. But then again, it's also a little bit situational because your teammates have to be in position to use it off cooldown. And that's one of my main gripes with people when they talk about stuff immediately off cooldown. You know? Like there are
yeah,
certain ultimates that when it's off cooldown, you're looking to go. Like Malzahar. Like support
yeah,
Mouse.
yeah, yeah,
Anytime his ulti is off cooldown, you are like, all right, we're engaging. We need it right now. We have to
yeah, yeah,
go.
yeah.
But there are very few champions like that. So it's like I don't know. What about Rengar?
No, yeah, that was the other one that I saw people using it. I think he can take that because
Yeah,
there's no other. But like, obviously, it'd be in the secondary tree.
right.
But yeah, I think he's the one of the examples.
But
Potentially
then
Pantheon.
there's celerity and water walking, so it's like,
Yeah, exactly. That was what I
you
was
know,
about to bring up. Is like Ultimate Hat is good, but are you really gonna give up celerity or water walking for it
right.
in most cases? I don't think you do
No, I don't think so.
because although it's really good, it's that a lot of the keystones can be good. It just requires the other keystones that are within its, bracket to be slightly nerfed. But I think for right now, as it stands, I don't like it
Right.
that much
In
just because
competitive,
of the other keystones. Yeah.
I could see in certain dynamics where like yes you are Rengar, but like maybe you don't have dueling potential or your lanes are like losing and you're counter gank centric. Maybe you just like accept it and you just take celerity plus ultimate hat. Like if you just accept that you're not gonna skirmish in the river, you're not crossing river.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's true. That's I I can
Spots like
agree with
that.
you on
But
that.
if you
Yeah,
have priority or your laners have priority and you want to be running up and down river and stuff, or you
yeah.
have really good herald control or dragon control or something, then water walking is just super good. So
Yeah.
I think it's powerful there.
I
But
just the issue is that like a lot of champions that would want ultimate hat also want to fight in river.
right, right,
So it's
exactly.
just like a conflict of interest there, so
Yep,
kind of sucks.
yep, can't take
But
both.
yeah.
And then, so in the excellence tree, I mean, there's Transcendence, but the 10% CDR, I don't know. Again, it just comes down to the celerity thing. Like, if you're going into this tree, I think that you're just taking celerity. Although
Mhm.
I've seen an argument that says that Zach needs it because he can't get CDR through other means.
Uh, that Zach needs it.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I haven't played much Zach, but maybe that's an argument to be made. But I don't know how I feel about that one right now. I think that
Right.
you can get CDR on. Uh, I'll have to test that more. I don't know if that's true or not. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know.
I'm looking at some Zach games right now, seeing what's going on. Oh my god, they're taking magical boots on Zach. I can see that though, because he
Actually,
has
that
such long range engage already.
yeah, his E is already
Right,
like his movement speed, right?
right, right.
And a lot of times Zach want to like just get like CDR stacked fast instead
Yep,
of movement speed, like just get CDR and health as
yep,
fast as possible. So yeah.
I agree. Okay.
No, yeah.
All right, and then the final tree, Scorch. No, like after it goes through resistances, it's not enough in the duel. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you encounter a jungler, in the jungle or in the river, and you hit them and you get Scorch off, congratulations. That's it.
Yeah. It's just another one of those where it's a good keystone, just not for jungle.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
And then Gathering Storm. I mean, like if there was something super ghetto with like Cog Jungle or Triss Jungle where they're not going into river, I mean I guess like you just have to take it if you're going
I
into
guess.
Sorcery Tree,
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's pretty much
the I
it.
guess keystone pretty much.
Yeah, exactly,
I
exactly.
guess.
All right, so that's it for the Keystones. Um, I mean, obviously, we agree that some of them should be buffed, or some of them need to be like Guardian needs to be changed entirely. They need to. I have a feeling that if they change Guardian, it'll become Ivern's Keystone most likely. They'll probably sculpt
Yeah.
it to be more aligned with Wind Speakers, and then maybe that
Yeah.
can help out Ivern. But we'll see what happens there.
Mm.
Okay, so next thing that we're gonna talk about, we only have a few topics left. The jungle meta. So NA. So let's talk. All right. So list me all the champs that are in NA right now, and then I'll list you Korea.
Like all of them, just no like.
Yeah. Like what champ?
Or,
Well, what are the most common?
Xin is pick or ban
Okay.
currently in high elo. I'm
Okay.
not sure about low elo. High elo, Xin is pick ban. Uh, Lee Sin's very popular. Um, Jarvan still has popularity in
Okay.
NA. Kindred is pretty popular. Not super popular, but she's popular. Kha'Zix is very popular.
Okay.
Um, Elise is somewhat popular. Kind of in the same realm as Kindred though. Like they're popular, but they're not super popular, like pick ban or whatever. They're just
Elise.
kind of there. Yeah, Elise. Yeah.
Okay.
And Rammus, I actually have seen a good amount
You've seen a lot
too.
of Ramus.
Yeah,
Okay.
but mostly from either auto-filled players or like lower like master players,
So
not like
you're not seeing any Rengar.
uh rarely.
Really? Okay. Rengar's really and then Rek'Sai.
Oh yeah, Rek'Sai is the other one where it's kind of like Kindred. Like I think Kindred, Elise, and Rek'Sai are all kind of like the main ones though that I've been seeing are Lee Sin and like Xin Zhao and actually I wouldn't put Seldom though. I wouldn't put Seldom.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just
It's
rare.
not that seldom to like where I rarer than like the super popular ones,
Okay.
at least, you know. Like Xin Zhao is super popular.
Okay.
Jarvan still seems to be very popular. Lee Sin's very popular.
What about Kha'Zix?
Kha'Zix is very popular.
Okay. Lee is very popular.
Um,
What is Rammus?
Rammus is uncommon, I would put him, but
Okay.
he's still like picked enough to where I'm like, hey, I've seen this champion like
And then
relatively.
what about Jarvan?
I'd say he's very popular from my experience.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's NA.
Yep.
All right. So Korea's been changing up a little bit. So Korea has Shyvana, it has Nidalee, it has Zac, it had Kindred, it has Rek'Sai, of course, has Elise, has Lee Sin. Let me think what else. It has Jarvan, has Lee,
You already
and
put
then
Lee, I think.
oh, did I?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I did. Has Kha'Zix. Did I put Kha'Zix? No.
Nope.
Has Kha'Zix, and then it has Rengar. Rengar's uncommon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Rengar's uncommon. Kha'Zix is very popular right now. Jarvan's very popular, and then Lee Sin is popular. Elise is very popular. And then Rek'Sai is, Rek'Sai, I guess Rek'Sai is very popular. Nidalee is very popular amongst like the elites.
Yeah.
And then,
No, I don't
yeah.
know why NA doesn't play Italy. I think she's the same champion as before, except maybe a little bit stronger.
Yeah, so this was basically Korea
Oh,
for a
pick
while.
ban 1 week ago, but not currently. It's not, or
Currently, I don't know where it stands. Also because
I don't
some
think
of
it's
this
very
is
good
from
anymore.
Scrim Info.
Oh,
So some of this is including this. It's not just Solo-Q. But I guess scrims and stuff aren't
you
going
could
on in any.
you could add Shyvana onto the NA, by
Could
the
I?
way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. I'd say it's uncommon currently,
Okay.
and
So
I don't think it's very good anymore
right.
after the nerfs.
Okay. That makes sense. Then I guess I would say that Graves is uncommon.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think Graves is really strong, but he's also uncommon in
Yeah.
NA as well.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
Hmm. It's
Trying to think if
interesting.
there's any other junglers that we're like missing out on. All of the like weird ones like Ivern and
What what about Sejuani in Korea?
I haven't seen her in a while.
I think that out of the tanks, I think she actually got away with the
I mean I've
Keystones
seen her,
more.
but she's not like as
Yeah.
contested as these. Like she's definitely still picked,
Yeah. No, yeah, I know
but
what you.
I don't think she's as impactful or as good
Yeah.
as these.
Huh? Yeah.
For sure.
I don't see like any Zac other than one player like plays Zac
Right.
in NA.
So I don't know. This seems to basically just be the gist. Um, Sometimes like you get lesser, uncommon like Hecarim. Hecarim and Evelyn, I would say, are rare.
Hecarim. Oh.
Hecarim and Evelyn, they're both rare.
Yeah, I never see Hecarim on NA. I never see.
Yep.
Well, I see Evelyn from like the players who play Evelyn
Yeah.
originally, you know?
Yeah,
That's
the
about
Evelyn.
it.
Oh, is Moon playing her? Is that what you mean?
Probably. I haven't seen him play much Solo-Q recently. I know like Metaphor
Right.
plays her, and like there's one other one that I can't think of, but basically the people that already liked her are the
hmm
ones that are playing her, not like people that are trying to pick her up.
That makes sense.
She's kind of a niche because she's harder to learn, or not harder to learn, but there's no point in really picking her up unless you already like had picked her up, you know, and like enjoy playing her. So,
Hit us with the Jace jungle. How's that going?
oh yeah, dude, Jace Jungle is so OP. I'm
You
telling you, no
trolling
one
me?
plays it. It's really good. Yeah,
You
it's
are
good.
trolling me. Are you
No,
serious?
I'm not kidding. No.
Have you tried Zoe?
Zoe?
Yeah.
No, not jungle. I think it's broken for mid lane though.
Yes, she is definitely broken.
Her W needs to be like
Her,
changed
yes.
because
That
it's too
is,
strong right
that's
now.
too strong. Yep, that's way too strong.
She can
Okay.
like I saw my mid laner. Okay, I had a Zoe mid laner get Hextech Gunblade at level 2, like the active. Like
Oh,
I don't feel
really?
like that's balanced. Is
Oh,
it?
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, that's
That's so
definitely
much
not balanced.
that's retarded. Like how
Yeah.
much damage you can get from that?
Did you just say the
Yeah,
R word?
I mean
We're demonetized. Thanks a lot, Wiggly. Thanks a lot. No, I'm kidding.
no. It's
It's
over.
all over, dude.
No,
What
yeah,
did you
Chase
do to
Jungle,
me?
okay. Chase Jungle is it's good, but you need a back for 2 long swords, like as soon as you have the gold, and then it's good because he
Yeah.
needs AD to function. But other than that, I think he's good. Also, the main surprise I have though between the lists are that Xin Zhao is not picked at all in Korea.
He
Or
is super rare.
that
Like,
is, I guarantee you, like this is where the time when
see,
Korea
I don't
got,
know if
you
this
know,
is no, because see, I don't know if it's because they play around him better.
no, dude, you can't play around it. You literally can't. It's literally unplay. I actually, for the first time, got really mad at playing against a specific champion when I played against Zen, because he literally did 500 damage in 2 auto attacks at level
Oh,
7.
yeah, no, I told you. Yesterday I was playing, I was Malzahar, and I just saw him walking up to me, and I'm like, okay, I have 3 items. You're just
No,
gonna
it's,
die.
dude, you literally, I
He
was
lived
down
through my
two
ult and
levels.
then killed me.
I was down 2 levels to a Zed, a fed Zed, and I basically one-shot him when he was walking
Yeah,
into a
it's,
bush.
I don't know how to feel. Like, I just don't know if he falls into the same predicament that, like, Urgot and friends have, where it's so hard to team fight.
It's not though, because the reason why I think he's different than that is because of his ultimate and press to attack, the way press to attack works with Black Cleaver to shred tanks in competitive. Basically, how you play fights on Xin
Hmm.
is you go onto a tank, like let's say we're playing a competitive match and it's a tank v tank top because that's like what's popular right now.
Right.
And you have Xin's out jungle.
Hmm.
You go onto the tank as in you are, and your team just kills the tank with you because you are all of their members away, and the tank is just isolated with you, and they can't hit you with range attacks anymore, and it increases the cooldown of your ulti as you're auto attacking him. And imagine you have press the attack with Black Cleaver shredding the tank. You're basically acting as a pseudo tank for the entire fight while dealing more
Yeah, you're
damage.
giving a
Like,
lot of damage ramp.
no, yeah, it's like I was skeptical at first too. I thought it was just kind of like a pub stomp champion, like
Hmm.
Shyvana, like where the number like, but his numbers are all just overtuned right now to the point where he just does way too much damage overall. I think that as soon as Korea starts playing him, they'll see. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I I would be very surprised to not see him be starting to be played more frequently in Korea, at least soon.
Do you remember the huge argument that we had about
About
Kazakhs?
Kazakh? Yeah,
Yes.
I think that it would apply potentially, but only because of his ultimate do I think it doesn't apply.
Twitch chat has no idea.
Yeah,
Like the size of like the magnitude, the
yeah,
arguments.
yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting one.
There was like, it was like if you count the talk, like when we went outside for the walk for like a few hours, that must have been in total like 5 hours.
Oh
Like it wasn't
yeah,
all just Kazakhs, but like a lot of it
yeah. I
was
mean,
Kazakhs.
for Twitch chat that doesn't know, we basically started talking about Kazakhs one time, and we were trying to. I was trying to explain why I thought it was good, and he was trying to explain why he thought it was bad. And what ended up happening was we had a 5 hour conversation about Kazakhs.
That got
Uh,
heated at some
yeah, that
points.
got heated.
That
That just
got
tells how much of how passionate we are about these champions.
That got very heated.
5 hour conversation.
I went in and I got like 14 Korean Solo-Q OPGGs. I like recorded all their Kazakhs
You like
records and like
did more analytical work than like anyone on NA has ever done on this one champion. Like we went into competitive history.
oh my
It was
god. We'd
that was
like
a
open up a rift
full-fledged
kit and
argument.
talk about like we'd pull up VODs and stuff and be like, "What do you want Kazakhs to do here?" And then we like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Dude, it's not fair though, because Cuz was my only example, and he was just inting every game on every champ. So
Yeah, I know. There was only
Cuz was the
one.
biggest letdown, I feel like,
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Onto.
yeah. He was like he was the crutch of my argument too, because he was like the Kazakhs and he couldn't do anything. Oh man.
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh god. All right. So okay, this
Anyways,
is the meta. All right.
I just think the Xin Zhao is the one that sings out to me the most, and I also think it's really weird that NA doesn't play Elise more. I think it's because of the laner thing we
I
talked
think
about
it's
earlier.
well, not just the laners. I mean, to be honest, how many NA junglers can actually play Elise? I wouldn't say that every LCS and CS jungler is capable of playing her. I really don't
No,
think
yeah, to
so.
her full like level, I agree. A
Yeah,
lot of people don't, because
they
she's
can't. Yeah.
kind of a unique playstyle.
Right. And so if we're talking about her in that sense, I mean, then you have bigger problems. Like, then, maybe it's not those players' faults, but can their laners operate with Elise? So
Yeah.
sometimes you end up defaulting to like this ghetto, play style where you just don't pick her up. I think NA falls victim to that with a lot of champions. Like, the only Nidalee player in NA the only premier Nidalee player was like what's it, Mike Young.
Premier Nidalee player?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think that's true though.
No,
I think there's
I
been
mean,
one.
no, there's been other Nidalees, but I think that's the champion that you associate with him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Uh, Let me think. But I think that's just because he hasn't played that many games though. Like the main champion he played was Nidalee because Nidalee wasn't that bad at that time, and I don't know. I think there's been other players that. Oh yeah, Rush is
Yeah,
actually
but
one
he's
of
not
them.
in NA. Or well, we don't
Okay.
know if he's ending up in NA. I don't know.
Yeah. No, but
Maybe Wiggly. Would you?
dude, you saw Jack's tweet, man. That's all I can say. No, no, I'm kidding. There's nothing to do with that. But I don't know anything about the main team, so I don't have an opinion on any of that stuff. So, anyways, Premier
Uh,
Nidalee players. How about those guys?
yeah, premier
Uh,
Nidalee. I mean, what
I don't.
other NA
I
residents
think
would you
there's
say?
been. I think there's been a lot of good Nidalee players in NA. Like just because you wouldn't like just think of them as Nidalee players,
Premier, like superstar, like they can play Nidalee.
they can play.
No, like so I think it was probably wrong. Like, would you agree with me if you banned like a Nidalee being on a different level from their other champions?
Oh, okay,
Do you
yeah,
know what I
sure,
mean?
yeah.
Okay,
Oh
so in
yeah,
that sense, I think it was just Mike Young.
sure. But you could also attribute that to maybe because he was a new player, like in the league, and that was the only champion he was like really just like
Comfortable in?
doing really well on. I think that's more of that opposed to
His
like
Lee was good.
yeah, but like you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to BM him in any way. I'm
No,
just
no, no,
saying
no.
like
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
like because he was a new player and he was you want to ban like comfort champs. I feel like that was more of like they knew Nidalee was his comfort champ and he was doing well on it. So they just
Hmm.
like opposed to like someone who's been playing like forever, and like their Nidalee is just like that far ahead. Like that's where I think it's at. But
Right.
it's hard. Like maybe as time goes on, maybe it'll stay the same. But I think it was more of a
And
they wanted to get him off his comfort picks. So
another thing
that
about champs like Nidalee, and maybe you'll agree with me. I mean, I know that you felt this way even about Elise when we would do scrims or something. Like, playing Nidalee on live versus TR is different. It's a different game.
no, yeah, with Lee Sin especially, like if you're going
Elise,
from 660 to like 9 ping, it's like almost unplayable to play like some champions on 60 ping if you're used to 9 ping.
Yeah.
Like Lee Sin is the biggest one, obviously. Nidalee's up there. Elise, not as much, but still, I mean,
I
everything's noticeable.
I really wonder, like, how comfortable some of the Nidalee players are actually going to be coming into 2018, right? Because I don't know. So, for instance, right, when Mike Young came in and he was playing Nidalee, he was coming from his home state, Connecticut, where he had, what, 20 ping? And that was one of his, go-to champions a mass majority of the
Mhm.
games that he played. So he was really, really fresh and comfortable on Nidalee. And you can always unrust a champion, like that's not very difficult. But there's a difference between unrusting it and taking 20 to 30 games over a few days to unrust it versus coming off playing hundreds of games of it. Like, do you know what I mean? There's just there's a slight different level of comfort. Like you can feel the champion. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I mean,
And I think that
champions like
ping
that,
affects some of the players with
no, yeah,
champions they play.
like that's like without a doubt it does
Yeah.
because like there's plenty of LCS players that just don't play Solo-Q after the servers moved because it's or like they just don't like to it messes up like the way your character moves is just different.
I'm so sorry.
Wait, what?
Twitch chat just named so the whole Rush thing. They named you Wiggly Leaks instead of WikiLeaks.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck every Twitch chat. God damn it. Wiggily.
WikiLeaks.
God damn it. Dude, if
Oh
there's
my God.
anyone that's gonna come up with that, it's gonna be Twitch chat. You guys are assholes.
Holy shit! Oh my God.
Man,
God,
you deserve it. Holy man, this Twitch chat is not forgiving.
this Twitch chat does not forgive, doesn't forget.
That's for sure.
But
Anyway.
all right, so let's
No, yeah,
move
ping
into.
definitely affects champions though, especially if they're like high ping or low ping champions that with a lot of mechanics to them.
All right, so let's do the second part to this. So let me copy paste all these champions into. Actually, let me make a new notepad. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna do is the tier list, right? So we're only going to do this for the highest MMRs. So we'll do Solo-Q first, right?
Yeah.
So for the
Only for highest MMRs.
yeah, do you think there's any champion that's God tier, like above S?
Zinzo.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding.
No, I can't give him God tier.
Okay, fine. Put him in S. Fuck you.
No, all right. How about this? We'll do two separate lists. How about that?
Your list and mine.
Yeah.
Oh God. He doesn't trust me anymore.
All right. All right. My name has an S in it for a reason. All right. So you
Zinzo
want
is definitely God tier, by the way. Just saying.
Holy shit. All right. Zin. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna give him. I don't even see like. There's a little bit of a difference, right? Because we play in different servers, so it's like. I feel
Yeah.
like from what little I have seen of him, I feel like he's probably A plus. I don't think I can give him S.
Oh, you're gonna regret that, my friend.
Oh my god, maybe I am.
I can't wait
just,
till you get to jungle against Zinzao now. I want to watch your stream when you do it. I want to see your reaction.
all right.
No, I don't. No, just if you think he's A plus tier, like that. I mean,
Well,
obviously you
God
don't
tier
have.
I think is like reserved. I've only ever used God tier I think once in a tier list.
Okay, that's
So
fair enough.
I don't.
Like for who?
Yeah.
Who did you use it for, or do you not remember?
Fucking Soraka at one point.
Really? Not for
Yeah.
like Zach? Like when he was OP for like 10 patches in a row?
No, I had
You
Zach
were-
at S plus.
So like is
Like
God
so,
tier
so
different
Zach,
from S
you
plus?
still well like God tier. When I had it in tier lists, it's like you don't even have to be proficient at the champion or the role in order to win with it.
Oh yeah, that's definitely Zinzao.
Really? Okay.
Zinzao is the most brain dead,
know-
like broken champ I've ever played with
Do you know
in
who's
a long
God
time.
tier? Golden below?
Who's wait? God tier is
Yeah.
who?
Golden
Golden
below.
Glue?
No, golden below. Gold and below. What champ's God tier?
Oh, gold and below. I thought you said golden. I was actually so
No.
confused. Um. Oh yeah, obviously Annie for mid.
Annie.
I don't know
That's
about for
right.
jungle though.
Oh,
She could probably make it work in jungle.
you know who could have been God tier? I think Camille. I think Camille
Camille
could have been.
jungle?
No. No. I just mean in general, like on a tier list.
Oh
She
yeah,
could have
like
been.
that back then. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Oh
Camille
yeah.
could have.
I
Could have.
agree.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you want God for Xin? I'm gonna put Xin at A. But like, I mean, I'm willing to accept that I could definitely be wrong here. You know, I have limited exposure to the champion.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I think maybe God tier might be too high, but I want to do it anyways because I think that just with my gut feeling, I have a feeling, like I just got that gut
mhm.
feeling that he's God tier, but
All right.
we'll find out. We'll find out.
All right.
He's
So Xin.
probably not as good in competitive, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. So Xin Zhao's gone, and yeah. So remember, Twitch chat and whoever's watching this, this is strictly for highest MMR. All right, Lee.
S.
Yep, I agree. Okay. Um, oh, what did I just do? Okay. Lee Sin, and then yeah, I agree. Jarvan. Oh, what did I?
Mm, tank or full damage, or both? Just Jarvan in general.
Jarvan in general, yeah.
A. I want to put him at A. I don't think he's S anymore.
See, this is weird. Korea would flex, right? Even in solo queue, they might flex, but NA won't. I know NA won't do that.
In solo queue, they'll flex, really?
Yeah, they'll flex. You can flex here. It's
Like,
rare, it's uncommon, but you
yeah.
definitely can flex.
I mean, Jarvan top's okay. He's not like that great. He's alright. I just think Jarvan's like he's a good pick, but he's not like an S tier champion.
Okay.
He's alright. He still fills like his role as like tanky, or if you want to build
Right.
damage, like one shot. Like his ulti's always really nice. I think he just got a little bit weaker from the rune changes and just catch up XP nerf and all that stuff.
Kindred?
I want to say A for Kindred as well.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I don't think she's S
I
tier.
think some people think she's S, but I don't think that she's too squishy for me to like. She's too easily just one-shotted, or her snowball can be
Yeah.
prevented too easily that it's just not a champion that I would put in S tier
Celerity
ever.
and water walking though with hers. Mm,
No, yeah, but like
I think she can be higher. I'm gonna just put a plus in parentheses. I definitely think she could be S.
yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep her at A
Okay.
because I don't really, I don't think she's as strong as people think. I think that she has incredible snowball potential, and when she does get ahead, it is devastating, but she's
Hmm.
not that. I think that it's easy to avoid her getting ahead the way that she can get ahead in some games.
Okay. Kha'Zix? I think he's S.
You think he's S?
Yeah, from what I've seen of him in Korea, I think it's a little too
I think
obnoxious.
he's S, but with like an asterisk being like in some
He
cases
could go
he's
down.
not at.
Yeah.
He's like B or C.
Yeah.
He's S in the cases he's good in though. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Um. Okay. So Elise, S for me.
S.
Yeah.
S for sure. Although
Um.
people don't actually like play her in NA, it's kind of weird.
Right.
They do play Lee Sin though. It's kind
Yeah,
of
that is weird.
doesn't that not make sense to you? Like
It
I
doesn't.
feel like I think it's just because Lee Sin isn't as weak or later on as Elise, or maybe people just don't enjoy playing Elise.
Elise is so it's kind of weird. Like, it's easier to appear like you still did something with Lee later on, even though you didn't. Like, you weren't good enough for like the super difficult
Yeah,
Lee
yeah,
Sin
yeah.
plays. But it's
But
harder to realize that it was your fault that a team fight went wrong. Whereas with Elise, it's very obvious. Like if
yeah,
you
she's
miss a
harder to play in
cocoon,
team fights.
right? So like
Yeah,
I think it has something to do with like mentality, like where they can deflect blame easier on Lee. But if the game goes to 30 or 40 minutes, you need to be asked to do stuff on Elise that most of those players aren't going to do.
yeah,
So I
I can
think
kind of. I mean, I, the same thing can be said for Elisa, but I guess like if you don't have like a high like expectation of the Elisa, it's like whatever, like you'll just expect them to do basic things. So I don't
right,
know.
but I mean, you could land a bad kick, and then they could be like, oh, well, laner should have, someone should have followed up on that, even though it was a bad kick, right? But if you land a cocoon with Elise and then nothing happens, I don't think it's the same as like a bad kick. Like it's not as easy to
Yeah.
blame.
No, yeah, I get you mean.
Um, yeah, but okay. Let's do Ramos. I'm undecided on him.
Mm,
I have not.
B,
You think he's B? Okay.
B, yeah.
Yeah, I'm.
He's good in Solo-Q, but in highest level, I think he's definitely B.
Uh,
Aftershock is really good on him. Um, that's the thing he has going for him. I think he benefits the most from Aftershock of any tank champion. So
do I
he's
give
good in
him
that sense,
B?
but
I'm trying to think if I give him B. Uh, hmm. Yeah. I almost want to get. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll do Ramos B. Okay.
what did you want to give him?
No, I was thinking about C, but I'm gonna give him B with like a negative thing. Like he could be C. You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
know. I see. He's played a decent amount, and I don't think it's good though.
Yeah. All right. We did Zen. All right. Rek'Sai. I think Rek'Sai's S.
I'm unsure right now. I think he's A plus. I think he's a little bit weaker than the three champions we have in S. Actually, oh, that's so hard. I think he's probably S too, actually.
He might be S minus.
Yeah, I'd say like S minus. I put him at S minus because it's definitely like. Sorry, Twitch chat. She is S minus.
You know,
Excuse
you're
me.
you're actually funny because you always say different. You always actually mix it up.
I say whatever other people
Yeah.
say usually. I don't really care.
Yeah.
See, I'm just like that. I just don't care about gender. You guys shouldn't be upset at me.
People are gonna slide into your DMs now. They'll be like, "Wiggly, a small penis isn't a problem in a relationship." You're gonna be like, "Okay," and then you're gonna get a photo.
Oh boy.
They weren't talking about you. All right. What are we doing? All right. So we got Rek'Sai, Shyvana.
uh, Shyvana? Ooh, you might. I think she's B
I
with
think she's
Rammus.
A.
You think she's A?
Mhm.
Interesting.
I think she's
Don't
A.
like her.
Yep.
I think she's B.
I hate her. Don't get me wrong. I hate her guts, but like water walking, celerity, and like dragon steals are I think too good. And I think that she
I don't know,
scales just
man.
fine.
I just don't like her because the champions that are like popular in support as well are just like Alistar and what's the other one? Braum and
Oh,
like all
Alistar's
those.
nuts.
Yeah, dude.
He
Alistar,
is not
Leona.
fair, man.
Yeah, Alistar, Braum, Leona are all just like super hard, just shit on Shyvana right now.
Right, right.
It makes her like super hard to fight.
All
I don't
right.
know, man. I like she can snowball games like Kindred, but she's definitely like she has her niche where she's like can be like look really strong, but I don't consider her like I'm not like oh shit I'm against the Shyvana in solo queue.
Right,
Like what am I gonna do? It's more of like if I fuck up and like fall behind, then like yeah Shyvana can like carry, but I shouldn't do that.
right.
While opposed to like Xin Zhao, I feel like there's like literal like
Oh yeah,
hardly any
I can
windows.
see why he has more.
Yeah.
of an
I feel
insurance
like Xin
policy.
Zhao is just like a better version of Shyvana.
Did you ever play Pokemon as a kid?
Pokemon? Oh yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
So you know like the three birds, and then there's like Ho-Oh and Lugia.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, that's like Shyvana, Xin, Nocturne, Yi, and then who's the other farming jungler? I forget. There's five
Uh,
of them.
there's five of.
Yeah, there's five. It's just like the birds. So like Shyvana's like Moltres, and then or no, Shyvana's Ho-Oh, Jinzhao's is Moltres, Yi is Zapdos, and then Nocturne's Articuno. Oh, I forget who the last one
Vi,
is.
Vi,
Is it
Vi.
Vi?
I consider her. No,
No.
I don't know who you're
What
thinking
am I? What
of.
am I thinking of?
Udyr, Udyr.
Oh, is it Udyr? Is that Lu?
That's
Oh,
what Twitch chat's
oh
saying.
yeah,
I think
because he
that's
changes
what
into them all. He changes into them all. So that's yeah,
he
that's Lugia.
changes into the mall.
Yeah, just like the bird.
He's
All right,
saying
that's Lugia.
Nokia.
Yeah. So he's
He's like
Lugia.
Nokia farm.
That's pretty much it. All right. All right,
Holy
let's do
shit.
Nidalee.
Italy. I think she's an S.
I think she's us. Yep.
Not
Uh,
play either. Elise and Italy both not played. Both S tier, I think. And
yep,
then it.
I agree. Okay. Let's see. Zach.
This one I probably don't have a good read on. I'm just from seeing the solo queue and playing. I think he's probably A plus, maybe A minus. I haven't played against him or played him enough to know.
Hmm.
Actually, no.
His his presence is just overwhelming, and so like
He
really
benefits a lot
hard.
from Aftershock for sure because of his Q
I
and
think
like
he's A
stuff
plus.
together. I had played against this Zach. I don't know he like there's this Zach player in Solo-Q and he's not very good, but like I played against his Zach and he 1v2 killed my bot lane when they were both like almost full HP because of Aftershock, and I was like,
Right.
damn, maybe this champion's actually just OP. But I think he's like A because the issue with Zach is he still can get like super bullied by the S tier
Yes.
champions.
Yes.
That's why he'll never be S tier on this patch because like he
At
gets
least not in
bullied.
solo queue.
Yeah, yeah, not in
In
solo queue. For
competitive,
competitive,
yeah.
I think that you'll see more tanks like Shyvana and Zach
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
Or not Shyvana,
So do you
Sejuani.
think he's A plus or just A?
Just A, I think.
Okay.
For right now, that's where I want to put him.
Okay. All right. So we did that. We did that. Where's Rengar? I think Rengar is probably A.
I want to put him B almost because
Just can't trust the laners. I get it. I understand.
no, yeah,
He has good
that too.
matchups,
He has good but like,
and he has
fuck, dude.
good lane synergy.
I don't really like him as a champion right now because his clear is not the best, and he requires a certain situation to happen in order for him to like win a fight. Like you have to be fighting like in river, and it has to be very specific. And like he has like no escapes, and his ganking pre-6 is pretty bad. Yeah, it relies too much on teammates, in my opinion, for him to be like good in solo queue. He's kind of just like a coin flip champion.
All right. So what do you want to put him? B.
B plus.
Okay.
He can be A tier, but I wouldn't want to pick him unless I already knew like every champion in the game and I felt like it was okay.
Right. Right. Right.
So
Actually, maybe that rationale's better. I'm just trying to think. Like,
I think that putting him A tier is fine though.
I think Rengar is a better insurance policy than Rammus. I think he's better insurance policy than Shyvana. Like, I think if your team's behind in the mid game and you're still like even on Rengar, you can still salvage. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? I
you
think that
can,
would
but
propel him to be A minus at least.
the thing is like his build paths now are like mostly just full damage. So if you don't snowball and you're building full
Right.
damage, like you kind of just rely on the enemy like making mistakes and your team like I don't know.
Right.
He seems like too much of a team dependent champ for me.
Okay. So you're just gonna give him B plus?
Yep.
Okay. Um, and then Hecarim.
C.
Yep, I agree.
I think that champion's like literally like the
Yeah.
master Yi of high elo.
Yep.
Like if there's ever was a champion that was just like master E for high elo, it'd probably be Hecarim on this patch because like I've seen him, but he's literally just not very good. The only thing I could say maybe like him with Aftershock would be good. Like okay, like maybe B if he has Aftershock, but I've
That
seen
takes the
people
fun
take
out of
like
everything.
yeah, I know.
Supposed to go Predator, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Predator,
But Predator
Mobies,
just feels worse.
Triforce, Celerity, Water Walking, Yumu's Ghostblade.
Holy shit, dude. When you see that Hecarim and he just ults in and then your AD
No,
autos him
yeah,
once
no, no,
and
no.
he dies.
I had an ADC yesterday, and the game was so free, but she refused to build Guardian Angel, and so every team fight there would just be this pony like running in from the fog of war, and he would suicide, but he'd kill her, and then we don't have it was the stupidest thing in the world. But
Interesting.
no, it was
Most Hecarims I play against, they're like trying to run into a fight and they just die before they can even run into anyone. If they're doing the build like that.
yeah,
Like they're like, I'm gonna get him, and then they just watch as the AD like autos twice,
yep,
and
yep.
they're just like, wait, now I have to just ult away or die.
All right, what about Evelyn? I'm
Evelyn,
underwhelmed. I'm very underwhelmed with her.
I think
Her kit
honestly,
looks
I thought
good.
she was like F tier when she got released, and then I was like, wait a minute, this champion does fit like a specific niche. It's just like not, she's just not very good at it.
I think she's like B minus. I thought her kit is good, but it just feels clunky. Like
What are you rating her? B minus?
I'm gonna see. I'm giving her B minus because it's Korea.
I'd probably give her the same.
All right.
I think that if you're good at her, she's like an A though.
Yep.
That's like the weird thing about a champion like that is like you have to put in a lot of time. Like it's a B minus if you're just like picking her up, but like if you've played like 100 and 200 games, she's probably like an A,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Because people are uncomfortable playing against her.
Yeah. Like I still to like this day like see people not like understand how her like charm works and stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think she has added benefit in that sense, but overall as a champion, she's pretty lackluster.
Yeah. Okay. And what about so let's see, who else do we got? We got Udyr.
Uh, the whatever tier. I've never seen that champion.
All right. How about D for the Gates? How about that?
The who?
The Gates? Isn't that what
The
he says?
gate.
Yeah.
Nathis?
No, Trick 2G. The Gates? Doesn't he say the Gates?
D Gates?
The Gates. Isn't that what he writes?
It's D Gates, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is it D Gates?
It's
See?
like D and then space
Yeah,
Gates,
no, well,
not
this
the
is
Gates.
definitely D for D Gates, so don't worry
No,
about
it's
that.
D Gates, not Doug Gates. Oh my god.
Oh my
You're
god.
just not a Trick 2G fanboy like
I'm
me,
getting
so.
old, dude. I'm getting old. You know that I'm doing Sub Wars or whatever it is against him next month?
Wait, actually? That's pretty
Yeah, I'm
funny.
actually. I mean, I don't know who he's gonna use, but I'm
You're
just
gonna
using
get
all the
memed.
challengers.
Oh my
Using
god.
all the challengers and pros.
Yeah, I was about to say, if your subs lost to his, you get memed so hard, by the way. Like, imagine your subs just get hard shit on by Trick 2G subs. And they're like fucking like styling on you with like Nasus taunts. That'd be fucking hilarious. They just buy 5 ZZ rots,
Oh my god, dude.
open D gates.
All right, someone gift a sub to Wiggly. All right, so let's let's move on to the next next champ, and let's say what other jungler is there? Oh, Kane.
Kane?
Yeah. Let me
Oh.
write like random
Huh.
junglers that we haven't done. No, I've never. He is when I see Kane in Korea. If it's not a known jungler playing him, it's just like just quit the game.
Yeah, he's like an
It's
autofill champion, I've noticed. For
he's
mid laners.
become like the cool Master Yi. He is to Yasuo what Zed is to Master Yi, or something.
Yeah, I kind of get that vibe from him too. Like,
Yeah.
he just doesn't, like I've said in the past, if they just nerfed his like
Oh,
transformations and buffed his pre-transformation, he'd be good, I think.
Yes. I think that would
The
be
issue
alright.
is that like his transformations, once he gets them, are actually like good champions, like for sure.
Right.
It's just getting there is like the biggest fucking struggle if you're against good players.
Right.
So I can't imagine like in Korea like playing Kane. Like that just sounds
No, you
like
can't.
a death sentence.
Yeah, quite
You
literally.
literally can't do anything.
Quite literally. Um,
Yeah.
okay, so so I'm just writing out like random junglers that we haven't done so that we can add them. Um, what are some uncommon junglers? Oh, we can put Nocturne on here.
Jace.
God. All right. Um, jeez.
Dude, Jace is. I got the Jace hype train, and I'm not kidding. For jungle, it's
All
actually
right.
pretty good. I put at A tier. I put Jace at A
Get
tier.
out of here.
Yeah. For Solo-Q, or is this? This is
Yeah,
definitely
this
for
is still
Solo-Q.
solo queue.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
all
yeah.
right. So let's do this. Where are we putting Kane? Shadow Kane.
Shadow King. Wait. Oh, okay. We're doing separate ones for
Yeah.
each.
Yeah, that's how I do Kane.
Okay. Shadow Kane for Solo-Q is probably.
I think he's just a C.
Wait, like after you mean like, are
Yeah,
you
blue Kane.
including? Yeah, but like, are you including the fact that like he has to get there in that analysis, or like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just start
I'm
the game?
including the fact that he has to get there.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Like as a like, which one's better for Solo-Q right now? I think Blue Kane's better for Solo-Q right now because lethality got buffed overall. I'm pretty sure, and
So
like,
you wanna put blue Kane B?
yeah.
Okay, B or
Assuming you
just
can get
regular
there.
B?
Yeah, just a B, and then I'd put Red Kane at like B minus.
Put Rost at B minus? Maybe that's because
Yeah,
NA.
no, it's because Solo-Q. Like, okay.
Yeah, I know, but what? Wait,
Like,
when are you coming
okay,
here?
okay.
Hello?
Red Cane is better for competitive by far, and probably in some cases for solo queue, but Blue Cane I think is just really good right now because of lethality changes and how squishy a lot of people are.
Okay. Um. Okay. Uh.
Wait, your chat's all saying to invite Tarzan.
I literally asked you if you wanted to invite anyone else, but no. At this point, I mean, we're too deep, so let's just
Yeah.
let's
Probably
keep
just gonna
going.
troll me if he comes in here.
I think Rost is better. So it's like weird. I think Rost is just way better than Shadow at the highest, but I think it like if it's not the absolute highest, but it's still high, I think Shadow's better. And then what else? There is okay. Sejuani.
Sejuani?
Mm-hmm.
I think she's probably A tier right now.
You think she's A?
Yeah, I just don't think many people are playing her because of the preseason. Like,
For
she's
solo
not that
queue.
fun. Oh, yeah.
Remember, we're still on solo
I'd say
queue.
she's B plus for solo queue. B plus, I put
Okay.
her.
Okay, I think the same.
B plus, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I'd give her B plus, actually. I don't know if I'd give her B plus over some of the other. I'm gonna just give her B. Yeah, I'm just gonna give
I
her
think
B.
she's probably higher than. Dude, it's hard to say because I don't see her like ever.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure she's higher than that. But like from just not having enough information, I'm almost positive she's at least A because
Oh, maybe she's.
I'm like she
Actually,
benefits
like
so much
looking
from
at my
Aftershock.
B's, she's definitely not with the
She's
B's.
not a B, yeah. No,
Yeah, she's.
I don't like. I'd say she's like A plus, maybe A. No, I don't think she's an S champion for solo queue, but she's an A champion for solo queue.
Yeah.
Sure. She's easy to play. She's hard to. she's hard to abuse because of her passive,
Okay.
and yeah, like it's harder for like carry champions to take advantage of her like compared to something like Zac or like Jarvan, like tank Jarvan. I feel like she's just way better than them.
Right.
So I'd put her at like A, and then for yeah, and then if we talk about competitive, she's probably an S. So
Okay. Um, who else is there that we're missing? Uh, there's like a common one, and I don't know why I'm forgetting it.
a common
What am I?
Nocturne.
No.
Uh, the
Tristana.
oh Tristana.
Yeah,
Not a huge fan.
I'm not
Not a
either.
huge fan.
I
I
think
think
she's
like
like.
B minus.
Yep, same. Okay.
Don't like her.
Uh,
Just pick Kindred.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
just pick Kindred. That's what I would
Graves.
do.
I think Graves is probably A.
I really liked Graves initially on this patch, but he's bad into tanks. Like
Yes,
you
he's
can't
situationally an A.
if you're like it's like Kha'Zix in the sense that if you build lethality on him and like you're against squishies, you literally just one shot people. But if you're building like a different build other than lethality, I don't really like him right now. I think you just have to build like full lethality on him. Like that's what I've had the most success with, like the full lethality build after all the changes to.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do that, you can't really do that build into like tank comps. But that I wouldn't just not pick him if I'm against tanks. Like basically, if you're against tanks, Kindred's better than Graves. But if you're against
Right.
all squishies, I really like Graves. I put him in
Uh,
A though.
I don't know if I'd give him. Would you give him a minus? I'm like, I'm thinking on my minus.
I think he's situationally S though.
Yeah, he
I
is, but
really
we
like.
we can't account for that, like in this list,
Yeah,
because he's also
I just no, just put him
situationally.
at A. Just put him
Yeah,
at A
yeah,
then. Just with no, I'm not gonna have plus or minus. Just have him at A.
yeah.
I think.
Okay, that's how you spell Sejuani, right? I hope. Anyway, Ezreal. I mean, I don't know. I'd probably put him at like C with Tristana at this point. Or I mean, not C, like B minus.
Yeah, I don't like Tristana. I think it's like just like a craze that people started doing because it like looks kind of funny and like everyone there was Ezreal last year, so
Mm-hmm.
it's like yeah.
All right. So what do you want to put as?
But with the Graves thing though, I think that you can only build him lethality though. Like you can't build any other build or else you're trolling because like if you do other builds, you just might as well be playing Kindred. Like there's no
Yeah,
reason in
yeah.
playing Graves.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah.
Uh,
Um,
where are you throwing Ezreal? C or B?
I don't like him at all without Storm Raiders. Like, I guess B, I guess B minus, B. Nah, just keep him at B. I think that he can carry in low elo games really hard.
I
So
don't. I don't think he's as reliable. Actually, yeah. Let's do Ezreal.
I think he's better than Tristana for sure. Definitely not as bad as Tristana. I think Tristana is just not very. She's good if you can somehow jungle against someone who doesn't have arms.
Right.
And just like doesn't do anything to you and you just somehow just get fed. Or like
Okay.
if you get level 2 cheese off and just get like a double kill or something, then she's good.
What about Warwick?
Warwick?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So here's the thing, right? Isn't
don't like
Warwick's
him.
W cooldown like his movement speed thingy? What is that?
He like it's like on the hunt. Like he picks up a scent
Right,
and you can
okay.
chase
So
someone.
Blood Hunt, and then
Yeah,
he
Bloodhound.
gains. Okay. So can you not take Flash with Predator, and then they keep coming off cooldown almost with each other? Entertained, and you know what I mean?
Oh, I think you don't go that. I don't think you go Predator on like Warwick though. You go you go press to attack. Pretty sure.
You know,
I
I'm
haven't
thinking
played
about
Warwick that
ganking.
much, but
Right, right, right.
Press attack is definitely the thing to go on him.
Okay.
Because
All I'm thinking. Yeah, go, go, go.
you need the attack speed from that tree is a thing on Warwick.
Can't you still go it?
What do you
You
mean?
can still go that attack. Oh, you mean the base attack speed from the tree?
Yeah, like from the
Oh,
tree
okay, okay,
itself, from precision. You need the attack
okay.
speed on Warwick, else your clearing is just god awful.
Yeah, okay.
You can't take Predator, I'm pretty sure. You can't.
All right. All I was thinking is like you predator into a lane and then you fear them, and
Dude, I
then
think you
you.
just like Predator too much. It's really
I don't
bad.
know if no, no, no. For like, god damn, it can create ganks that wouldn't otherwise exist. I don't know. Maybe I am overvaluing it.
You're overvaluing it because the cooldown is too long. Like the value you get from it is not good enough to warrant the cooldown and just the other keystones that you can take, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it like what you're saying isn't incorrect. Like there's gonna be times where it's gonna get you a kill where you normally wouldn't be able to, but there's a lot of other keystones that are just better overall, I think. So, not a huge fan.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. So. I mean, I'm gonna put Warwick at. Uh, I'm gonna put Warwick at C. I think he falls under the same thing as Hecarim. I'm gonna put him under C plus. What about you?
Who?
Warwick.
Warwick?
Stop looking at
Oh,
Twitch chat. Jeez.
bro, dude, Twitch chat's hilarious
I
though.
know they are.
Um, Warwick, I'd probably put at. I have too many champions in B. I feel like he's like. I don't know. I feel bad for putting him in C because I think he's not that bad.
That's why I
Like
put him C
Warwick can
plus.
pop. Fuck. Kind of want to put him C plus, but I also want to put him B. Just put him in C plus.
All right.
Whatever. I think
Gragas.
it's like he's like one of those champs where he can be anywhere from like A to C, but like it's
Right.
hard to like choose your own destiny. Like some games you just get fucked over with him and you can't do much.
All right. Gragas.
Gragas,
Yeah.
like B. He's like just a bad tank jungler right now. There's better tanks. Like I think Zac and Sejuani are the two best
Mm-hmm.
for tanks.
We're running out of room here. Well, at least on yours. Okay. Olaf?
Olaf? Fuck. This one's hard. This one's hard because I've talked to some junglers that like him a reasonable amount with into the resolve tree. So I don't know if I want to. Hmm. He's probably B though. Like I feel bad because my list is huge on B, but like there's just a lot of champions that are kind of in
Yeah,
that
but
range right
yeah,
now, I think.
sometimes that's, how that
I think he's
operates.
also just in B.
Yeah.
Just like he's just straight up B.
Um, okay. Vi. So I'm a little curious on Vi because of Aftershock. Right? That's a
Eh,
little bit better, I think, than Courage. But then it's sort of like, why are you picking her over some other junglers? You know?
Vi with Aftershock. I don't think I would ever play Vi with Aftershock. I would just go Electrocute probably or press the attack. I don't know.
Mm, Vi. I don't even want to put Vi on here, to be honest. Like I
Yeah,
put
I don't
Udyr
need,
as like a meme, but
I think that she in high elo she sucks a lot because she all of her damage is super obvious like when it's coming and like
yeah.
all of her abilities are just so predictable. Like it's super easy to just avoid or play around her just really well. I mean, it's the same with Olaf, honestly. Like they're similar champions in that regard. Like Olaf's just super easy to play
All
around
right,
because
so
he
Hold
Yeah.
on. What do you think about the argument in Twitch chat that we put Olaf above Warwick? So here's the thing, right? Realistically, Warwick can be played around easier than Olaf, especially in early game.
Uh, no, yeah, that's true because Ghost you can cover a lot of distance with uh, yeah, like the thing with
Olaf's
Warwick
more
is he's always
obnoxious.
been like insanely strong
Yes.
if you let him
No,
get on
he's
top of
strong
you.
if you're playing versus idiots.
No, yeah, like no one's gonna
That's the
argue
point.
that Warwick isn't like OP as fuck when it comes to like just straight up people are just autoing each other like one on one. Like, yeah, he's gonna win most matchups in that regard, but I don't know. His ulti is pretty weak because you can just break it really easy.
You can break it easy.
His ganks are dog shit, in
His
my
ganks are
opinion.
terrible, right? Without
I think
the
Olaf
on
ganks are
the
definitely better.
yeah, they are.
Warwick and Olaf both suck late game, in my opinion. Warwick might be a little bit more useful just because of
I
his
think yeah,
E.
he's better. I,
That's
I think Warwick's better late game than Olaf, but Olaf is superior early and mid.
yeah.
Like the argument that Warwick can 1v2 or that he can survive, that's great. Like good players aren't just handshaking fights. We're not playing versus Hashinshin. Like I, you can't use a metric of bad laners and bad players handshaking trades against a champion in order to argue that it's good. It would be like Warwick 1v1ing you in the jungle, and then you're like, oh, well, this champion's broken. He beat me straight up in the jungle. Well, yeah, but, I mean, he has to see you. Olaf can
Yeah, I mean,
clip
if you're
you.
dying to Warwick in jungle, you're trolling because like most junglers have enough mobility to just escape him super easily. Like he's like a god tier 1v1 champ, but like that doesn't mean he's good,
That doesn't make him good. Right.
or that doesn't make him better than Olaf necessarily, in my opinion.
The other thing is,
Like you
like, the
could argue
meta.
cases where Olaf is just useless and Warwick's
Yeah.
way better, but that's not like the point of a tier list, I don't think.
Right. No, it's not. It's not. It's to entertain more factors. Like, if this was lower level, I would probably say Warwick's better.
No, yeah, Warwick
Because
is
the
lower
Olafs
MMR
don't
and
know
is
what
way
the hell they're
better.
doing. Yeah. So, I don't think that matters that much. The argument that Twitch chat's trying to propose right now is that if you miss an axe, the gank's over. I mean, okay, you miss Elise in Q, gank's over. Miss Elise cocoon, it's probably over. Miss EQ with Jarvan, it's like that's not an argument.
I
Uh,
don't know. I'm missing the boat that they both kind of suck.
yeah, they
Arguing like
are.
which one is like better is
They both are terrible, right?
like both. I don't know. Like yeah, Warwick has CC. Like he'll be better late game just because he has CC, but you're not like playing Warwick to get late game. Like you're probably not. The fact late game doesn't even really happen in Solo-Q anyways anymore. Like the games I've been playing has like been ending in like 25 minutes like max. I don't know about in Korea, but games in NA are anywhere from like, just 15-minute FF to like 30 max.
Yeah.
So late game isn't really even like
25, 30
no one's
minutes
getting
is.
6 items on
Yeah.
jungle really like ever.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't like I think it's kind of pointless to talk about late game.
Okay. So, are there any other junglers that are like notable? Or,
Notable?
yeah, notable junglers.
I mean, I mentioned Jace,
Oh,
but
Where would you want to put him?
I would put him at A minus.
Holy.
Yeah, I'll get shit for that one, but I stand by it. He's really good.
Let me think about him. Hold on. Let me try to like envision routes.
You have to be good at Jace though. You have to like play him like a lot. I feel like he's hard to pick up, especially if you're used to playing jungle champions.
What is even the build?
Just warrior and lethality items.
Oh, so he's like Graves.
Yeah, he's like Graves or Kha'Zix.
Graves and Ezreal had a kid.
Basically, yeah. His early game, his first clear is really bad.
Okay.
But his first clear is bad, but once you back and buy 2 longswords,
Mm-hmm.
you're strong because he benefits so much from just flat AD, and warrior is just a really good item in general.
Wait,
It
did you
gives
say A
everything.
plus?
Yeah, I'd actually just keep him at A. Just keep him at
Okay.
any A. Flat A. But there are cases where he's S because of how well he is off with just one item.
Trying to envision him.
No, yeah, it sounds stupid. Like I agree. Like if I hadn't played him a decent amount, I I wouldn't put him anywhere
What,
close to that.
Electrocute, right? Electrocute? Or do you go
Yeah,
press?
yeah, Electrocute, yeah, of
Electrocute?
course.
So are you going Relentless for the movement speed out of combat?
I was just going Triumph and the other one, but you can probably go with Sorcery, like Water Walking,
No,
stuff
no, no,
like
no.
that.
The bottom of the Domination tree. Which hunter?
Oh,
Relentless, right?
I was I was actually going the healing off abilities, but I
Really?
think it's yeah, I just tried that, but I don't know if that's better. I just tried it.
I'm gonna put a question mark. I can see him being A, but I don't have enough. Like I don't know enough. Like how are his? Oh well, I guess he has the A. Okay. Trying to think. Uh, uh, okay. Yeah.
Wait.
What? Oh yeah, Pantheon.
Oh, dude, Pantheon. Dude, this champion is so OP. Like, if you want to talk about like a Warwick-esque champion that is better than Warwick, it's Pantheon, dude. Like, his ulti is so fucking like, man. I don't know. I played him only a few games, but the games I played him, he seems really strong. Like, only as like a counter pick to specific champions, like Lee
Yes.
Sin and Kha'Zix, he's really good into. Like Lee Sin especially. I've been picking him into Lee Sin, and Lee Sin cannot do anything against Pantheon. Like,
What
I would only pick him as a counter pick and in specific situations.
Okay.
But his early ganks with water walking are way better now.
Yeah, I have Pantheon at A.
No, I would put him at A too.
Yeah.
He's he's definitely kind of gone under the radar, I think.
Okay.
He's definitely good for Solo-Q. I
Okay.
think that he's really easy to play. He benefits from lethality. He's benefits a lot from water walking, all that stuff. He has good matchups into some of the S tier champions.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay. Uh.
It's good, dude. I was so surprised how good it was because I literally just picked it on my Smurf once, just like thinking it was gonna be god awful, but it turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah. No, he is. He is pretty nice. Uh. Definitely not bad. What what else is there? Let me think. Oh, Jax.
Jax?
Yeah.
Hmm. Like tank Jax or like damage
Just
carry
Jax.
Jax?
Because we
Just
didn't do
Jax.
that for
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Garden. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't like him at all. Uh, B minus, C.
Um,
Like you would
I'd
go
probably
press
put a
attack on him, right?
yeah. I would probably go C plus on Jax.
He's good if you can get the right like setup, but he's super hard to get the right setup. Like,
Right. Actually, maybe he is just B.
I would put him at C
Really?
personally. I haven't struggled playing against it at all. I've seen people do it. He can be okay. He just feels any junglers that have to build like Triforce and like that aren't named Ezreal from last season are just usually are not very good. It's just I don't know.
Yeah.
Feels like he requires too much gold to be like not even that useful in like fights because he's not a great team fighter, right?
Right.
Unless you're just gonna like replace your top laner later on in the game, it doesn't really make much sense to me.
Okay. So you're putting him at C.
Yeah, but I in lower MMR he'd probably be really good.
I want to give him B minus. I really do, just because I mean, he does continue to scale. He has that insurance policy.
Yeah.
His ganks can be oppressive. He benefits a lot from celerity and water walking.
No, I could be wrong on this one entirely too. I haven't played it that much or played against it,
Yeah.
but the games I've played against it, it felt extremely underwhelming. But it could just be game by like could have just been who was playing or whatever.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him B minus.
Yeah.
Ornn.
Jungle?
Yeah.
Eh, probably just because of how OP he is, probably like B
Yep.
because
So, yeah.
he's the champion itself is just overtuned in every way that he's good enough to just be B tier automatically, even if he's not a good jungler.
Yeah. Okay.
Champion's so stupid.
Um, what else is there? Ivern's like, I don't think he's as bad as people say. I think he's still like C.
I think he's pretty bad.
Really?
I have not seen like an Ivern do well in a
Yeah,
long
but
time.
there weren't even good NA Iverns in the first place. You're biased on this.
Fair enough, but maybe I'll stick by my bias. I don't know. I think he's C tier.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I meant. Is I don't think he's. I'm not putting him D.
oh, like you think that he would be like D tier?
Oh, yeah. No. I
Some
think
people?
people would. Yeah, I think people are gonna call him D tier. I don't think he's D.
I reserve D tier for like Master Yi and like just like straight up like I'm trolling
No,
champion.
he's a C. He's a C.
Wait, yeah, really?
Yeah, I think he's C.
In Challenger?
If you're really good at Yi, if you can
You're
mechanically
fucking
play him,
trolling.
no. If you can mechanically play him and you understand jungle, so you need two pieces of the puzzle. Now, Yi players are often
But
missing one of those pieces.
how is Udyr lower than Master Yi then? That doesn't make sense to me. Udyr is easier to play and he
No,
can
that's
build
why I'm
tank and
saying
just be a
if.
stun bot.
Okay, so I think this falls under the same problem that Evelyn has. Where, like, if I'm assuming someone's picking Yi at Challenger, this is different from Eve. You have to, like, agree with me on that at least.
So if
They're,
someone, if you're assuming they're good at Yi, is what you're saying.
I'm assuming the only people that pick him in Challenger are Yi mains. I don't think the same is said for Evelyn.
I've never seen a Yi main in Challenger, like, ever.
I think there's only been one in Korea. Ever.
I've never seen that. It does. If that doesn't say something,
Yeah.
I feel like you actually have to just get lucky to win on Yi. Like even if you're a god
Oh,
at
yeah.
it.
Oh, he's coin flipping. For sure. He definitely is a roller coaster.
He doesn't have. I don't know. I think
Alright,
he Master Yi.
I'm giving him
Anyway,
C minus.
Ivern's a C.
Yeah.
Ivern's a C. Master Yi's a something.
You want to give him
Something not very
C
high.
minus or D?
I would put him in D for sure. I don't know why you're even trying to argue B.
Because you've never seen Yeez. No, let's be honest though. You haven't. You've never seen Yeez, but there are Korean Yeez that are like high diamond master challenger.
I'd love to jungle against a Korean Yi.
No, it's not that they're
say
good at
that.
jungle. See, that's the problem. But when they go off in the team fight and they're like literally hitting the perfect timings on,
Yes, yeah.
it's kind of
Okay,
obnoxious.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right,
But-
you've convinced me, LS. I'm
Alright.
maining Master Yi and
All
Challenger
right,
now.
all right, good.
I'm gonna become a god.
All right, all right. What else is there? Mundo.
Mundo.
I just put him C,
He's probably like
C plus.
B minus, C,
I'm giving him C plus.
B plus.
Yeah.
Mundo can be really oppressive from ahead though. That's why I almost want to put him B, just because he can be oppressive when he gets ahead.
That's true.
But it's difficult to get ahead on him. You have to rely on mistakes from the enemy. So in Challenger, ooh, I've seen like in NA, there's actually a decent amount of people that play Mundo in Challenger. Like,
Yeah.
so I think that he's probably like a B
Okay.
from my perspective. In Korea, he might be lower though, for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Put him at B.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What
Is there any other like jungler that people actually like play
Oh,
a decent amount that we
Maokai?
haven't? I've not seen a Maokai since.
I haven't seen Maokai either. Camille?
Oh, Camille's one we haven't talked about.
Yeah.
Camille,
Yeah.
I don't like it, but
I think she's
It's just
better
like
than some of these other ones.
she's in the Tristana thing where if you can get your early like level 2 cheese ganks to work, she can look good better than what she actually is.
I think she falls under the same predicament as Evelyn. If you're gonna be playing Camille jungle, you're probably a Camille player. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would
I
place
mean,
her same as
I've
Eve.
played against it and like I played against Chorong, you know the guy that got like top whatever, 20.
Oh, yeah, on
Yeah,
the
he like
whatever.
plays it a lot
Yeah.
or like decent amount. It seems like if you don't get your level 2 cheese to work, it's kind of useless
Mm-hmm.
compared to the other champions. Like it relies on snowballing, but like how do you snowball it outside of just cheesing someone level 2 or something? Kind of feels
Yeah.
weird to play. Like if you want to play like an off meta in quotations jungler, I would just pay like Jace or like Pantheon. I don't
Okay.
know, for like a brute like that. I don't know.
So where do you want to put her?
What was Tristana? B minus?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
put her
no.
at B
Yeah, B
minus.
minus. Yeah, I can. All right. I think any champ that has insurance, I think it's a good argument to not put them in C. She has insurance. Okay, Twitch. Like, see, this is just like a stupid. Like, it works because it's the region, not. I don't know.
Twitch?
Yeah.
Isn't there like that guy, like the
Yeah,
super toxic guy that is in like
Oh,
EU?
Rat
He plays
IRL. Yeah.
yeah. Rat IRL.
Yeah.
Isn't he like high? Didn't he hit like rank 1 playing like only Twitch jungle or something?
I know he got high challenger. I don't know about rank 1.
I feel like it can't be that bad.
Mm.
I think that a lot of these champions that we're talking about now are literally just like champions that if you are good at the champion and you're used to playing that champion, you'll probably like make it like a B tier champion, but if you're not, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
So like that's where I'm at with Twitch. Like
Yeah.
he'll be good if like you're a Twitch, like you're really good at Twitch and you like playing Twitch, but if you're not, just no point in playing him
Right.
ever. Yeah, it's like Shaco. Shaco's in the same boat. Like he's not very good right now, but if you play him, you can probably make him look like B, A minus tier level, just because people are not used to playing against him. So
See, I don't like putting champions like that on the lists. You
I
know,
don't either. I agree.
I actually don't like
just
that.
like
Yeah.
you rate them, just like balancing those things out. But like for most people, it's not going to be whatever the rank is. It's going to be lower probably.
Okay. We did Vi, right? Didn't we say we put her at C?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Wait, no, I think. Yeah, C.
Yeah, C.
I'd almost put her D, but nah, just C.
Yeah. Nothing's quite Udyr bad.
She has her ulti, like it makes her like useful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Regardless of like not being a good champion.
Is there anything else? Oh, Echo. Have you played him?
I played him on the O patch, and I think he's worse now though. I don't like him. He loses to like every champion 1v1, and he's not that useful. You can't really build him tank either. You kind of have to build E, I think.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
You could build him tanky, be better, but I don't even think I would put him on the list anywhere. It's just like if you're a mid laner and you play Echo and you want to play jungle, I guess like why not? But other than that, like just don't do it.
You want to put him D?
No. I just said if you're auto-filling from mid lane and you're used to playing Echo, you might as well play him if you think.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
If you're not doing that, I don't think you should ever pick it.
Okay. Do you even want to put him on the list?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't think he's played enough.
Cho'Gath?
He's like a worse version of Mundo. In my opinion.
Yeah. All right. I can
Just
actually
like
see
you
putting
hope that
Cho D now.
you just just hope to God.
You just hope to God.
You just sit there and pray. It's like Mastery. You just sit there and pray that your team. You just spam ping the enemy jungler.
Yep. Okay.
Mundo at least can gank a little bit better.
Right.
Actually, I don't know. It's hard rating champions. You just think so.
I know. Is there anything that we're missing?
I don't think so. Wait, I mean, I can look at chat.
Oh, Nocturne. Yeah. Nocturne's C. Like, most of them are all C. Although, maybe Nocturne's a little bit better now. If you just go pure lethality.
I think all the champions that build lethality got slight buffs on this patch.
I think Nocturne's better than Hecarim, so I would give him a C+.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rather have him over. Yeah.
Actually, I'd put him at probably B too.
You'd give him B?
Well, he's like Rengar. How is he any different from Rengar?
Because Rengar has dual potency, he doesn't.
Wait, Nocturne's not that bad at dueling. He has fear and spell.
Yeah, but you can't run from Rengar in brushes. You can run from Nocturne.
I mean, Rengar's probably better for sure.
Yeah, he is.
I think that Nocturne plays similarly, and I don't think he's like. The thing about Nocturne ult, it can be pretty useful though over Rengar ult, just because the whole map goes dark.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think he sucks. Like, don't get me
wrong.
Yeah,
I do too. I just don't think
That's the thing. Like, arguing like whether something is C or B is like.
I don't think he's as bad as these guys. That's all. Yeah. Oh, you can't see my screen. Wait, hold on, sorry.
No, I can see it. I can see it. Yeah. I mean, you're not share screen on screen, but I'm just looking on screen.
Okay.
I mean,
I would put him C+. I'm putting Nocturne C+. Go ahead, be a hipster and put him B-.
Just put him. Yeah, put him B-. Fuck you.
Dude, you're such a dick.
Just have to disagree a little bit.
Yeah.
Nunu, Aatrox. Wait, why Aatrox?
Alright, Nunu is like D.
Nunu, I honestly forgot.
He doesn't
Nunu
have
exists.
a keystone. Yeah, like. I mean, he can take Spellbook.
It's like the old Nunu, like before Bond of Stone.
So.
You know how he would just not take a keystone? He would just like go into both trees, like 3 different trees. Like that's how I feel like playing Nunu. I'm like, what do I hit? Like, you might as well just like, I guess. Wait, what is the like Guardian?
Maybe no, that thing is terrible. Grasp just feels so like I don't know.
I mean, grass just feels weird on junglers because you can't proc it.
Yeah, you can't proc it that often. Like, how many times can you proc it in a game? What are you gonna get? 100 HP, 150? I mean, I guess it turns into a 400 gold, 400, maybe 500 gold. Predator Nunu, dude.
It's like, I find myself rarely, like, even auto-attacking on Nunu.
What if this is Nunu's keystone? What if Predator is Nunu? Long has he waited?
Predator. If you're Predator, if I saw Predator Nunu in my game, I'd probably ask for open in old chat. Not gonna lie, like.
A Blood Boil Moby Boots with Relentless Hunter stacks. Predator
That's
running at you.
If Riot just saw that, I'm pretty sure that's a bannable offense right there. I feel like Predator is just so troll. Like, I used it like once and I'm like, wow, this cooldown is unreal for how little it gives you. If it gave you more, they should just keep nerfing the cooldown a little bit. Maybe then it'll be more useful.
Alright.
But yeah, Nunu sucks.
Nunu sucks.
D or F.
Come on, you can't put him below Udyr. Jesus.
Udyr is better than Nunu. Like, I think that's objective.
Here. No,
say Udyr is
it
better
depends who your ADC is.
Blood Boy, of course. If I had Freeze.
Yep.
Freeze would love me playing Nunu.
Yep. He would.
Yeah.
Alright.
Skarner. Why is everyone Skarner?
Yeah, I don't know. What is with Skarner?
just looking at
Okay,
chat.
Volibear. All right. I mean, here, I'll do this. All right, we did that. So here, I'll do it for you. All right, where's Skarner going though?
Skarner. Can there just be like a tier that's like who even cares tier, and it's just like has champions that just no one cares about?
Yeah,
Just put a
all
Mumu
right,
in it
all right,
actually by
hold on.
himself. Put a Mumu in the no one cares tier by himself with no one else, and no one can ever join it. No new champion can ever join.
All right. Well, maybe Poppy has.
You can't put Nunu with someone else, man.
She can proc Aftershock, right? If she just ease them. Right?
Poppy is good into Lee Sin.
All right, boys. Here we go. What about Poppy Jungle?
Oh, dude.
We giving her a C?
You know, Onda?
Or are we giving her the
IMG
D? What?
used to play the crap out of Poppy Jungle.
All right.
Give her a C.
All right, I'm gonna give her a C.
Oh yeah, what about Tom Kench?
I haven't played him yet.
What would you take on him though?
Um,
Grass?
no, I would take Aftershock. He can immobilize them.
Oh yeah, I guess it's kind of hard
Yeah.
to proc.
It's cute. No, what? You just have to stun them or W them. But you only want to use it situationally. It's just like Cards of the Colossus.
Huh.
You know?
Yeah, it could be okay.
I think that's fine. But like, what else is there on Tom? Let's think. Nothing. Alright, great. I'm glad that we got that out of the way. I guess Predator. That's the only other thing.
Quit saying Predator!
Stop.
It! I'm gonna actually... You just... Glacial Augment. Oh yeah,
I just
that's what
want to
people
throw
are
it out there that we had a positive win rate with Tom Kench and scrims. I'm just throwing that out there. We never lost with him.
Yes, I think it was definitely because of the champion.
It
It wasn't that bad. I'm over exaggerating that, but
It had nothing to do.
what about Glacial Augment? What about Glacial Augment?
On Tom? No, that doesn't have enough return. That's like way too early game.
They do it on Tom support.
No, we weren't 1-0. We were like 4-0 with Tom and scrims.
I think we lost one game, probably.
No, there was like a 40-minute game that we came back with Galio. Quas was on Galio.
Oh yeah.
And you Tom Kench ulted behind this turret. You Tom Kench ulted behind the turret, and then Quas ulted you, and that was the engage that won. that was the bombs away, like fucking tactical loot Galio.
Trying to teach me to play that champion, and I was literally like, I didn't know what his abilities did. Like that's how bad it was.
He beat Warwick. Remember that?
Oh, remember when you were like watching screen share and I was against Svenskiren and I almost won?
Yes.
That was my first time ever playing.
That was your first time playing. So Twitch chat. I was coaching Wiggily on screen share, and he was Tom Kench against Sven's Nidalee, and you did not lose because of Tom. Your teammates.
Oh yeah, we actually did well. I was actually surprised.
You were shitting on him. There were like spots where you could have killed him, and he didn't think you could, but I knew that you could.
You kept screaming at me like, you could have killed him there. I was like, I'm just throwing Qs out, man. Like, I'm just licking people. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to be doing.
I would get so mad at you for like not doing the animation cancels. Oh my god. Brother Sven. No, but remember that. Tom beats Warwick 1v1.
Oh yeah,
He was the only jungler. Yeah, he's the only jungler that beats him. He fucks him up.
I bet Zin could probably be Warwick 1v1 now.
Oh, maybe now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll play Tom later. I'll think of you. I'll play Tom. I'll ruin some kids' days.
Glad you're gonna think about me while playing Tom.
Dude, Relentless Hunter sounds nuts on him. That might mean that I can actually take real boots now. Because I always went Moby boots.
Just go first item, Deadman's.
No,
Wukong.
Get out of it. Jesus, hold on, tier coming through. Hold on.
That's the Lorem tier right there, Wukong.
Oh my god. Alright. Let's see. Oh, I wonder who wins between Tom and Ornn. Probably Ornn. Ornn's probably too big for Tom. A little bit too much man for him to handle. All right, so I think this is it for the Solo-Q tier list.
Yeah,
Right?
this is devolving into something.
This is going places we don't want to go. All right, so we have 2 things left. Okay, so Solo-Q tier list. Now let's do competitive. So the competitive is gonna be a lot shorter.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
this will be
Solo-Q Jungler. Okay.
okay. All right, so S.
Wait, this is competitive, right?
Oh yeah,
So,
sorry. Yeah.
It's gonna be really hard to say, obviously, right off the bat, because I haven't played competitively on this patch, so take that in mind. Obviously, I don't know how many scrims, if you've gone to look at any scrims from like Korean teams or something, so you might have a better idea than me. So I guess I can start out. I'm gonna take a guess on this one, but I think the most played will be Xin Zhao, Elise, Sejuani. This is all for S tier, by the way. Oh boy, Xin Zhao, Elise, Sejuani, Lee Sin. I think that's S tier.
Okay.
It might change if I think of other champions.
Okay, so my S is Elise, Elise, Lee Sin,
But I think, yeah. Actually, no. Go ahead.
Rek'Sai.
Oh yeah, Rek'Sai. Yeah.
I think Jarvan is S because he's flex.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah. True.
I don't think Seju's S. I think Seju's A for me personally.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Sejuani is still really strong.
All right. I'm gonna put Xin. See, I don't know enough about Xin. I don't know enough about Xin, so I'm just gonna put that in question marks.
I'm taking a whack with Xin. I don't know. I could be completely off base because I haven't like played anything, but I'm pretty sure he's still good and competitive just because of his ulti and the way he can kill tanks.
Yeah.
In team fights, but I don't think he'll be good and competitive because of like he's an insane duelist and stuff, and like he's really good at whatever.
Yeah.
I think that he'll be good and competitive just because of his ulti and the way he can team fight against a tank meta top. But that's it.
Okay.
If the meta shifts, he might be bad again.
So where do you put Kha'Zix? Remember, he falls under that problem in competitive.
I probably. Oh man, he's definitely like in between B and A. I'd say it's like B plus A minus. A minus.
Okay.
I'd say A minus for Kha'Zix.
Oh, I forgot about the minuses.
And then Rek'Sai is A plus, I think.
Ooh, I think you're undervaluing her. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I could be. The thing with Rek'Sai is that she just feels weaker than before, and no one. But I guess with the whole change in jungle meta, it could bring her up because of that. But like, I feel like Fervor was such a good mastery on her, and now with it gone, like press attack just doesn't feel as good. But I still think she's fine.
All right. What other junglers are we missing here?
Zach potentially.
Oh, Zach.
Zach is gonna be an interesting one to see. I think
I'm gonna put Zach at. Oh, man. I'm gonna put Zach at. I kind of want to put him at. Oh man, this is hard. It's like A plus or S. A plus or S minus. Oh man, Zach.
My
Um,
opinion on him is that like the players that were playing Zac from before, like on Worlds, will consider him S, but like the other players will consider him like A. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna put him in S.
Huh.
I'm gonna put him S
Interesting.
minus. Yeah. But I'm saying this primarily just because of like how I think the meta will be in other lanes and what that means for like what you need from the jungle. You know, like one of my main complaints with Kha'Zix and like Rengar and other stuff is that there's bans being dedicated to top laners like Maokai, like Ornn, you know, etc. etc. I think that Zac probably has potency if you have like Gangplank, right? Because then you have AP mid, AP jungle, and then you have the Gangplank coming from up in top lane, like in certain matchups.
Yeah.
And I think that
See,
Zac can cover him in a lot of ways.
the
Yeah.
reason why I don't necessarily like Zac as much as a champion like Sejuani
Mm-hmm.
is Sejuani is super like easy at like her passive just negates a lot of early game champions because like she gets insane amount of stats and it's impossible to like abuse her as hard as Zac. Like Zac can be abused a lot harder. Like even before like it was obvious like
Right.
Zac was like the tank jungler that was good if he can get out of like the early stages, but it's very difficult. And I think that with champions like Xin Zhao, like Elise, Lee Sin being popular, it'll be difficult. You'll have to pick Zac into like Sejuani or like another tank or like Jarvan.
Yeah.
It'll be too difficult to just pick him like into a carry, I think.
Okay.
But Sejuani, why
So
I'm gonna
where do you
put
want to
Zac
put
at
Zac?
A
A. Okay.
because or or B. I almost want to put him B just because he's super situational. I think put him in B.
Really?
Yeah,
Jesus. You're being hard. I think
because
you're undervaluing him.
I think he's good, but like how do you rate a champion that's good, but you have to have like perfect situations for her? Or not perfect situations, but
I think he's flexible, especially with Zombie Ward. Like he's able to be covered a lot more now than he was in the past.
like you can cover him, but like have you ever played Zac against like hard carry champions? If you die once early on, or if you fall behind at all early on, it's nearly
Right, right,
it's
but you're not picking. I don't think that you're looking at champions like that, like with the assumption that that'll happen. Like
yeah,
there's gonna
it
be team
depends
comps
on
where you have
like
to tether the line.
if teams are like splitting the map, like what I was told from like some like amateur scrims is like a lot of teams are just like level one invading and like getting wards down for like zombie wards and stuff, and like you can just split the map. If like that's the case where like there's not going to be much early fighting regardless,
Mm-hmm.
I think Zac will be higher. But if the meta is dependent on like early game champions more, Sejuani will just be better than all the tanks because her passive is just so strong and
Mm-hmm.
she can actually duel the carry champions early on while like Gragas, Zac, and I guess Jarvan's a little bit easier, but Gragas and like Zac I think are difficult. I think Zac later on though is really good.
Okay. Okay. So where do you put him at B? Where do you put Gragas?
I think he's not even on. I don't think he's good enough to be played right now.
You wouldn't put him B.
B minus.
Okay. Kindred. Oh, where do you put Jarvan? A.
Yeah, A.
Okay. Um. Okay. Uh. Who else? Oh yeah, Kindred.
Uh, jeez. A minus, I guess.
Yeah.
She's like in the same boat as Kha'Zix for me.
Yep.
Kha'Zix needs Kha'Zix in the situations that he's good as us, and if not, he's pretty. Pretty bad.
Oh, Nidalee. I
Italy,
think Nidalee is actually,
competitive.
yeah. I think it's A
Hard to
plus.
say. Really,
Yeah. Well,
that good?
actually, maybe she's S because of the removal of rubber banding. There's very few champs that can keep up with
Yeah,
her.
that's the one thing that's really nice
Yeah.
about her now is that if you get an early lead on her, it's easier to maintain your lead than before.
I'm gonna I'm gonna actually give Lee Sin S plus, by the way, only because of zombie ward. The fact that he places so many wards and he relies on them, you know what I mean? It's a little bit different than other junglers. I feel like he gets more out of that than.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I think Lee's really strong though right now
Yeah.
overall.
All right, so I put Nidalee at
Definitely.
A.
Yeah. I haven't seen that much in Italy in NA, honestly. It's kind of weird. Because not much of the champion changed, and you would think with the removal of rubber banding, she would be
Mhm.
better. So like everything seems to me like she should be good,
Mhm.
but since I don't have the information really, I'd probably just put her in like A minus A.
Okay. Um, and then let's see. Uh, what else do we got? What other junglers are there? Like competitive junglers?
Uh, let me think.
Oh,
I need to look at
Graves?
Graves. I'd say he's B plus.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Still good.
Yeah.
He he fills a niche of like a ranged like burst champion,
Right.
which like no
Oh,
other really
Rengar. I think in
Rengar, I don't
competitive he's probably B plus.
really.
Yeah, B or B plus.
He might be better in competitive, but man, I really he might be okay.
Yeah,
I
that's why I'm just giving him like B. Like
I
if
don't think
it's
I feel
very
comfortable putting
situational.
on my list because like I don't know, I haven't played him enough. Like he feels weird to me because like I feel like I have to build full damage on him if I'm jungling as him, and I don't know what build you would go for competitive. Like what do you like? I don't
I
actually know.
think there's some creative stuff that you can do with him. Um, yeah, you do have to build full damage for sure. I
Yeah,
agree with
I think
that.
he's not. I don't think I'd put him on my list. Not because I don't think he can be useful, just
You're not
because
comfortable.
yeah, like
Okay.
he's a very like niche pick that it's hard to rate on a tier list because it's like
Okay.
you would pick him so rarely. I feel like
Um.
it's like Jace Jungle. There might be a game where Jace Jungle is just really good, but I don't feel like I could rate him for competitive because I don't have the knowledge about it, and
Right.
it would be a super like niche pick or like flex,
Right.
Like they might flex Jace to jungle or something.
Okay.
I think
Um.
I think Jace jungle in competitive has potential though because of the flex value added to him.
Jeez. Yeah. No, Korea's not gonna go on Jace. It's like gonna be Khan that might still use him.
What do you mean, dude?
Get
What's
out of
wrong with
here.
Jace? Why do you hate Jace so
No,
much?
it's not that I
Actually
hate
good.
Jace. I just think there's very few people that can actually pilot him. You know? That's all.
Not that hard. He's pretty hard, but he's not that hard. Maybe I'm just nuts. Maybe I just have just
Maybe
like
you've just lost it.
I don't know.
Maybe you just
We'll
lost
find
it.
out.
Okay. So are there any other junglers? I don't know. I kind of can't think of any without going into
I
ghetto.
think that people are gonna be scared right away to play carry junglers,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. But I think as soon as like they actually I don't know. Dude, this meta is gonna be really hard to predict because carry junglers in theory should be a lot stronger, but
Oh, what
there's still
about
some ganks
Shiv?
that benefit a lot from Aftershock. Huh?
What about Shyvana?
I don't think she'll be played competitively.
I think if there's, I feel like if there's gonna be one of those junglers that gets competitive, it would be her, but I'm not entirely sure.
Really?
Yeah,
Why do you think
Olaf.
that? Olaf?
Mm.
Don't like him.
Okay.
Not very good. He's like he's a weird champion. I
Do
don't
you?
know how
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know how I feel about him. I was talking to some other challenger junglers, and some people think he's pretty decent right now, but
Okay.
not really. Not really. I don't think for competitive he'd be very good.
Evelyn.
Mm, only to like surprise your opponent.
Yeah,
Like with,
she'd be like a like the Twisted Fate. I don't think she's a legitimate pick. I think that she's a super surprise special. You know.
yeah, it's like
Uh,
what Moon did to
right.
CLG, or was it? Or I forget who the team was, but you pull her out to just basically make the enemy start
Uncomfortable. Right.
super uncomfortable. Yep.
Um,
I don't think there's
Tristana.
Tristana. I bet there'll be like some one like weird ass team that pulls out Tristana, but I
Yeah,
don't think it'll go that well.
I'm gonna give her B minus.
She requires
I'm
too much
gonna.
gold.
Yeah,
I don't like junglers in competitive usually don't get that much
actually, I'm
gold.
just gonna give her C. I'm adding it here.
Oh shit.
Yeah. What about you? C for her?
If I had to rate her, yeah, I wouldn't
Alright.
even want to rate her because it's like I don't think anyone's
Screw
gonna
you.
pick her in competitive.
We gotta cover all our.
All right, you can put her
We
in
gotta cover
C
all
then.
our asses. Kane, I just don't think will be played competitively. I really don't.
No,
Like the only one that
maybe
could.
other than like maybe like Levi. You know Levi, he's like
Yeah,
pretty big
like
king
that's
there.
what I mean. Is like you have to really like the champ, and then your team has to be really comfortable with it. Like there's too
Yeah.
many conditions that have to be met. So like there's so many champions that could fall under
I just
that.
don't like the thing I don't like about Kane is how you have to like hit
They need
range
to.
champions to get a certain form.
Yes,
Like
yes.
it's such a weird like concept. Like it really is like holds back his
Uh,
potential. I feel like to have like that weird RNG, or it's not RNG necessarily, but it's kind of RNG at the same time.
where what about Pantheon Maokai?
I really I want to just be the hipster that says that like people might play Pantheon, but I'm not sure.
I'm trying to remember when he popped back up. Do you remember? Was it 2015?
You remember when I was explaining this to you though earlier? Like, didn't it make sense? Like how
When? Who picked
lethality
him?
was buffed, like every lethality was buffed early game champions that required to like basically we're in like it's an early game centric meta, at least for Solo-Q. I mean, for competitive it might be different with zombie wards, but
Right.
early game is important. Pantheon's really strong early game. Water walking and celerity is really good on Pantheon.
I'm just trying to.
He has good 1v1s against a lot of the S tier junglers.
Yeah.
He has good 2v2s. The ulti is very useful, semi-global. It feels like he should be like at least like pretty good right now.
He got picked top lane in LCK, but
Yeah.
maybe we could put him B. Like
I don't know,
there was
man.
that
I
there
feel
was
like if you
that
put up these
time where
people,
he came in, right? And but it's like
I
what were the conditions that were met for that? I can't
feel
even
like he'll be
remember.
like one of those champions where like everyone just doesn't play him, but like there'll be that one guy that just like randomly pulls it out,
Yeah.
and then maybe he'll like catch on after that, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know, like that's just like a wild guess for me.
All right, we're putting an asterisk next to him in B.
Hell yeah.
That means
That's what I
special.
like this.
He's special, dude. Coming through.
Now I gotta convince
Yeah.
all your viewers to play some Pantheon jungle and solo queue.
All right. What about Warwack? I think he's the last one.
Warwick?
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be played really.
Same.
At least in Korea. Maybe there'll be like,
Oh, he was
is there a
actually
jungler?
picked. He was picked. Oh well. All right. These games don't count because he was picked against. He was picked top lane, mid. He got
Oh,
picked
oh.
jungle, but the region doesn't count. None of these games count. He was picked mid and No. All the games where he was picked in a jungle, they don't count because of the region. Yeah, it just doesn't count.
Oh yeah, I don't think he'll be picked. Is there any jungler in NA that likes to play Warwick right now? I know Omar God was one of them, but I don't.
Jesus. Do you remember how many scrims were fucking ruined because of that? Like, it's like okay to do it like once or ask, but like to fucking pick it every time it's open, like mother of God. So stupid.
Dude, Omar's got a clean Warwick though. You gotta admit.
Yeah, yeah, clean. Yeah.
Why are you playing it, bro? What the hell, man? Omar's my homie, dude. He's actually got a clean as fuck Warwick and Solo-Q. That shit's nasty. But that champion, I don't think anyone will play him in NALCS. Unless like one of the junglers really likes to play him.
All right. I don't. Yeah.
I don't think
I
any
don't.
jungler.
Xerxes
I
not
don't.
going to NA, right? Like I don't know.
Dude, wasn't it Selfie that was trying to convince me that Xerxes is like really good?
No.
Oh,
Selfie, I don't
maybe.
think liked him.
I mean, I'm not gonna
Selfie doesn't
say.
like a lot of players. Not like he
I
doesn't
mean,
talk
Selfie
bad
said
about
that
them.
about.
It's that he
Yeah.
doesn't have respect, which is different. It's like me.
I mean, I don't. I thought he had respect for him, but maybe not. I mean, there's.
I don't
It's
know.
hard to
I
say.
don't want to put words in his mouth. I think that he's basically
Yeah.
just like me in a sense where like I'm either neutral or you're really good. Same thing.
Oh yeah, you're neutral. You're never toxic.
No, I'm not. People misinterpret it. If I say you're bad, it's when I'm holding you to the standard of like, you know what I mean? I say this to people all
No,
the
I
time.
know, I know. Like I know you, so I know what you're saying. It's just funny to like make fun of you for it,
God,
because
so
it's
many
just so funny
people.
like hearing you say like, yeah, I'm a neutral person
I think.
on Reddit every other day for something controversial.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah,
Yeah.
I hate it.
No, no, I know what you mean though. Like I agree, but it's just funny because it's like,
Oh shit, Trick 2G's in chat. S. Ooh dear bully bear.
holy shit. You should have saw what he was trying to do earlier to Bully Bear
Oh
Trick.
no.
He was
Oh, oh.
trying to say that he was worse than Master Yi. Can you imagine?
He is.
Trick, I don't know what to say, but this guy thinks Master Yi is better than Udyr. Yeah, I agree with that. He isn't, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's not. He's actually good. For like, comparatively.
I'm done. I'm so done. Alright, is there any other champion?
Ezreal? Or is that
Come
not a
on.
jungler anymore?
I
Just
just
a
don't
AD?
I just don't think it's a junk. Yeah, I think he's only AD now.
Yeah, maybe if the, yeah, I think,
Maybe he's
I agree.
C with Trist.
A lot of like the range junglers, I'm just like, why not just like pick Kindred?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. Like when people are like, "Oh, Tristana, Ezreal,
Yeah.
blah blah blah, this champion." I'm like, there is that Kindred champion that seems to be a lot better. Might as well just pick that one.
Might as well. Alright, Hecarim?
Hecarim? No,
No. We don't
don't
talk
even.
about that.
Let's just not.
Let's just not do that. I think that's a good idea. Did we
Is there,
talk
is
about
there?
Maokai?
No, no one plays him in NA. Like the thing about playing tanks that aren't like Sejuani and Jarvan right now
Right.
is that at least in solo queue, maybe in competitive, like I said, it can change, but those champions just don't work that well anymore. They just fall behind from early game pressure, and then it's harder for them to come back
Right.
than before because of no catch-up XP.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any other junglers that are surprising.
I think Sejuani is an exception because just because of her passive. That's
I
what's
think.
so OP.
Yeah. No.
Her passive makes it so that high damage champions have struggle like doing their damage and like chunking her out and getting pressure.
Uh. think of anything else for junglers. Like no other
Full jungle,
worthwhile.
full jungle.
Huh? Yeah, we went through like all the realistic junglers, I think.
Yeah, maybe Rammus could be one
Oh,
potentially. There might be a Rammus or two. I feel like in competitive.
yeah, one or two doesn't qualify as being on the list though. It's like the list I think is it. Well, actually no, because then we would have to take Tristana off it.
Yeah, I feel like Tristana would be like one or
Yeah.
two.
All right, you really want to put Ramos on here?
I mean, I was
He
just
feels
suggesting it.
really situational. Where would you want to
I
put him?
really don't want to put him on it, but
All right, where would you put him?
here, actually, here, let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
What
What
do you
about
think are like,
Alistar jungle?
you know how X fucking D.
What's wrong with Alistar jungle?
How are you gonna clear your cams? What?
Cinderhawk.
Yeah, dude, Cinder Hulk. Why not Thresh Jungle, Cinder Hulk? You can flash play, you proc Aftershock, and then you hook. Dude, hook is the best ganking ability in the game if you think about it.
That's what I'm talking about. All right.
I'm just gonna level 2 Thresh gank.
God tier Annie.
Yeah, oh yeah, God tier Annie for sure. No, but what do you think will be like the three? You know how like every season it feels like at least for a one like period of time, there's like 3 champions that are played like every game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like an LCK. Like, do you think that'll happen this year, or do you think it'll be?
Oh yeah. No,
You think so?
Korea will not change unless it's someone like MVP,
Like,
Afrika. Like the special teams will adapt and they will change. But like I think that like the tyrants like SKT, KT, Longzhu, I don't think they're changing. I really just
no,
don't
no,
think
no.
they're changing.
Yeah, I get that, but like, do you think that there's gonna be like what 3 champions would you pick for there to be like the holy trinity of jungle this season if you could
Oh,
had to guess like right now? Or do you think there
with the
wouldn't be
way the
one?
current meta is right now, Jarvan,
Yeah, like let's say, okay,
Lee,
Jarvan, Lee.
Elise. I see. The thing about Elise is like the bitch just doesn't go away. She's like a crazy ex, but the sex is good. You know, like she just doesn't go away.
No, yeah. I don't. I would struggle to pick my 3. A lot of it hinges on whether Xin Zhao is as good as I think he is. I think I would probably put Xin Zhao, Sejuani, and Lee Sin as my 3 though, right now. I think you're undervaluing Sejuani.
You're okay. So we're talking about right now. What would you predict? Right? We have nothing to go off of with Zin, and you're saying that you're
Okay,
not
dude,
wanting to
I've
gamble.
gotten shit on and just literally shit on people way too much on that champion to not do it, dude.
Well, that's hard in North
I owe
America.
it to him at this point. I
That's-
honestly owe it to him.
That's good.
Like, I never have like baby raged at a champion in a long time except for Xin Zhao. That shit, when you get one shot by that, when you like literally don't even know what just happened, it's
All right.
it's tilted.
So you haven't played in like LCS scrims yet, right?
No,
So
no,
you've just
no.
played in like friendly scrim stuff, right?
Yeah, like
All right. So
not even really that
When-
much, but
so-
yeah, like a few.
if we're talking about your experience on Zin, I mean, did you see the TCS? You want me to believe that is an adequate like level of play to judge and determine what a champion's good or not? Like,
Wait, was it played? I don't think I
No.
watched all of it.
but I'm saying the level of play. I feel
No.
like, I remember I was on Skype. Who was I on Skype with? And we
Dude,
were
what the-
laughing. We were making bets. When are they gonna buy a control ward? Like, we couldn't.
Dude, what do you
Oh my
what do you mean?
God.
TCS was like basically LCS level, dude.
TCS was the Black Friday sale of LCS.
That shit was actually so good though.
Yeah, it was.
It was insane.
That was
If
actually
there,
good.
I don't know if anyone played it in the TCS tournament though. If I think it was too new at the time to like people were too scared to pick it. They're basically just being pussy about it, you know?
Well, I mean,
I
Kesper
think
Cup's
it's
going
good,
on right now, right?
and no one's picking it.
Yeah. They
Really?
might just not know about it
Wow.
though.
This
I
might be
mean,
like we're not
so
really far off then.
some like all right, so mid lane control mages got buffed this patch for competitive. And all of those champions are anti-Xin. Malzahar, Orianna, Xerath, Talia, Ziggs, like, even though he's not getting picked. Azir. All of those champions got buffed this patch.
Yeah, that's
Because of
actually
the change to the mid tier
true.
1 turret.
God damn it.
So, like, when we're talking about Xin, like, are you ready to go into a game where the enemy mid is like, LOL, we're not fighting for 30 minutes? Because you're not cracking the mid tier 1 turret
The
anymore
the
against
reason,
those
okay,
champs.
my this is my this is my Twitter analysis of this without having any understanding of what it's actually going to be like, but my thought was tank tops are the best, right? Like they're just the strongest in the for top lane, and pretty much it's like everyone kind of agrees on that, right? At least in Korea, like for competitive champions like Ornn, Maokai,
Uh,
uh, they're just the safest picks, and they're also like kind of the strongest right now, correct?
So yeah, top lane is basically Gangplank occasionally, Jarvan, Maokai, Ornn is pick ban. You have to pick ban Ornn. Um, yeah, Cho'Gath, Maokai,
Shen,
Shen, Ornn, Gangplank. Alawi is actually starting to get picked up, by the way, with Kleptomancy.
oh shit, Quas.
It's Diego's time to shine.
I skyped him like the Alawi skin stuff. I was interested to see what he had to say about that.
Oh no.
I forgot which one he picked.
Oh god.
But
Um,
like overall though, like my point is like they're gonna be tankier champions for the
yes,
most part.
yes.
Top, yeah. So basically, Xin Zhao's super good against tanks.
Yeah,
Like I
but
said
he's
earlier,
not good when there's a tank protecting the utility mage.
but he can be though because you know like his ulti blocks like old damage outside of it. Like
Yeah,
some
yeah,
utility
but
mages won't be able to hit him at all.
wait, what? So wait, hold on. If Zeroth casts his like big line thingy, that doesn't go through?
I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
I think it
I
blocks
no it
projectiles.
no no it doesn't go through. It's
What?
old damage outside. Wait, Twitch chat can help us on this
Twitch chat
one.
can help us. Yeah, hold on.
I'm almost 99. I'm
Listen,
99% sure.
I'm a coach, by the way, so I'm just throwing that out there.
It every day. Okay, we got two conflicting. We
Blocks
got
all damage going in.
yeah, it is old damage. Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, it's actually
Wha-
stupid. Like it's like have you ever got MF ulted? Like
Oh, and you
a
just
lot of
throw
people
that
are
up?
clicking MF and you just click R and her whole ulti is just canceled on you.
Only on Xin though, not his team.
Yeah, but
It's not
like
like an aura.
yeah,
Dude,
well,
that would be insane.
you think it's already not insane
Oh
though?
my god. No, but if he had like an aura. Oh my god, that needs to be like an ultimate on like a priest like champion.
Let's not add that to the
Can
game.
you imagine a champion whose ultimate was an AoE res? It's like Karthus. He like channels and then AoE reses.
It's like when you get wiped in WoW and you're just like you have someone rezzing you.
Yes. All right, so imagine an ability where you're invulnerable but you channel for 2.5 seconds or something. Or like you take reduced damage while you channel and then you summon your dead teammates.
Interesting.
That'd be good.
Damn.
Riot needs to make that champion.
I'm pretty sure though that although like it sucks like Azir and like Talia and that stuff is meta for Zen, I still think he's fine.
No, mass res is different than Taric.
Oh,
Taric's a channel and they have to be touching and then they have to be in close proximity to you and then you're
Arik
invulnerable.
coach, by the way.
Yeah, no, but like you could res a teammate that's dead across the map. You know, like have the cooldown
That'd
be
be
super
so
long.
weird.
I know, yeah, that'd be cool though.
Bro, Yorick. Bro, there's Yorick. Lol. Good one, Twitch chat. You guys are top tier memers.
Yep. Uh, a mass Zillion ult, but it's global and you have to channel and you just take reduced damage. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like a priest or something. I don't know. So anyways, yeah, so like, okay, that's kind of obnoxious, but like you have to cast the ultimate. Like, how are you, so on my screen, right? How are you casting the ult against a team that's turtling this? You're not just diving into them, you know?
I guess, yeah.
The,
Yeah.
the turret change is too much of a buff for like Talia, Azir, Victor, Xerath, Orianna. And Xerath, I think, actually has potency. I think he should be able to be flexed. I think Lux is also undervalued right now.
For mid,
Yeah.
I think Xerath is definitely strong. I don't know about
Yes.
Lux. Xerath and Solo-Q is insane though,
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
He probably has an insane win rate in Challenger.
Yep. Um.
Just, yeah.
No, yeah, Xerath is definitely good.
Xerath will be picked in competitive for sure if nothing
Victor's
changes.
bad. Sorry.
Yeah, Victor sucks.
Victor does, or yeah, Victor's super bad. Okay.
Oriana's pretty good, yeah.
Yep. All right. So is this it for the competitive?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's actually it. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just more curious, like, if there's gonna be that like trifecta sort of thing, and what champions are gonna be it. Like, what are they playing Kespa right now? By the way, I literally
They're
have no
playing.
clue.
They're playing the standard ones, the elite. You know, all the good jazz.
These,
Yeah, at least Jarvan, etc.
right? Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe Jarvan's higher than I thought, but
Okay. So hold on. Let me take a photo of this and then. Hold on. Ooh. Okay.
everyone's spamming in your chat.
Yeah, I know. All right. And so now. Oh, what?
LUL.
Yeah. Now we got the questions. So now we're on the last part. Let me just copy paste this. This has been a very long. All right. So one of the first questions that we got from Twitter: how to track the enemy jungler without wards now, where all the camps count as 4? Well, I think you used the Saint Vicious method, where you just didn't count in the first place. I think that's probably, that's the best. No,
That
but
was the trollest argument.
that was the stupidest thing. Hold on, you remember what I sent you on Skype, right? Hold on.
What specific thing?
Hold on, let me try to find this. I'm scrolling up. Let's see. Oh, where I did all the question marks. Go back like a week. Just like
Jesus.
Control F, like question mark spam. Like just 3 question marks in a row.
Wait, you question mark spam more than once? What the hell?
Here, just Control F. Ah, shit. Just scroll
Wait,
up.
I think I found. No, I found it. I found it.
All right. What were the exact things? There were 2 of them.
The. Are you talking about here?
I can't click it. I'm blocked.
Oh, you're talking about the tweets.
Yeah.
Right?
What did he say?
Been having a lot of fun with new season changes. Removal of catch-up XP is by far the best change for me since the jungler can impact the game again without playing scaling. Smart pathing is finally promoted, and then
What?
the other.
Well, let's just pause right there. What?
Okay, I'm gonna have to defend him a tiny bit for this one, just because I think I know what he means.
Oh, you can get better. You can get ahead again against a bad player now, more so. You know what I mean? Like you can.
I think all he's trying to say though is just tanks are not as good, so you don't have to like play scaling as much. Like, but it's more suited. I think he's more talking about competitive. If he's talking about Solo-Q, he's just completely wrong. Because Solo-Q at the end of season for Solo-Q, tanks weren't even that good.
No, they weren't. But
They were
NA
pretty
tanks
bad.
were. Yeah, everyone and their mother was like, oh, Ramus, Zac, Sedge. And
But they
that's
were not even good.
Yeah, they're
at all.
non-existent in Korea because people know how to play jungle.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, competitive it was different,
no,
but
but
I don't know.
the removal of rubber banding is not good.
No. I think they nerfed it way too hard.
Yes.
I think it's fine. Like, it deserved a nerf, but the nerf was just like basically because a bunch of people were whining about it.
Yeah.
That, like, I feel like they just I don't know. I don't feel like the jungle is that much better because of catch-up XP. I think it's better because of other things on top of like the slight. If there was a slight nerf to catch-up XP and everything else was the same, I think it would be just as good, you know?
Yeah.
Except I don't know. I think catch-up XP is good just because it promotes playing with your lanes more frequently.
Yep. Okay.
But guess not.
So
Guess
how to track the enemy jungler without wards?
Oh
Now
yeah,
that
and then S tier. Oh dude, you're actually gonna hate me.
what?
S tier junglers this patch. Xin, Rammus, Shyvana, Kha'Zix, Kindred. He put Xin there, dude.
Get out of
But
here.
Rammus, Shyvana, and Kindred I'm not sure about, or Kha'Zix. The other four I'm not sure.
Get out of there.
A tier, Jarvan, Vi, Warwick,
What?
Maokai,
Okay. Well, we're done.
Vi,
We're done.
Maokai. What the fuck?
we're out of there. All
I
right.
mean, some of those are not completely off base, but some of them are kind of troll as fuck to me.
All right. How do
Vi
you
as an
track? Wiggly, answer the Twitter person's question.
Oh, I'm sorry. You asked me about those tweets, dude.
Oh,
Like,
okay, okay. Oh, that was the second tweet. I didn't know. Okay. I
yeah.
thought you were just going on another tangent. Okay.
No. What?
Jeez.
You think I would say Vi is A tier?
Oh God. All right.
Anyways, wait, are we on the set?
Yeah, we're on number one. How to track the enemy
Oh,
jungler without wards.
okay. Basically, use all the same stuff as before, like where they start, like the timings of the jungler is clear, and um, yeah, you just use all the same information as before, except now it's kind of more difficult to tell what camps are up because before, if you knew the exact number of CS, you can just tell where which camps are up and
Right.
which camps are down. But now it's just like, if it's a jungler like Ezreal, for example, he's not going to do Raptors like on his first clear. So
Right.
if he has like 14 CS and he's on top side, or not 14, 16 CS, and
Hmm.
he's on top side, you're probably going to know what his route was,
Right.
regardless of knowing whether how much CS he had like exactly.
Hmm.
But I don't know.
I mean,
I don't really understand the removal of it. Like, it doesn't really make much sense. Like,
it
it's not a huge deal, right? Like, yeah, you can still track the jungler like relatively well, but like, why remove it to begin with? I never understood it.
they just wanted more clarity so that people could tell.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah,
jungle CS doesn't really
they
tell
could.
anything anyways.
You know
Like,
what they could have done is, do you remember when Smite used to show you how much gold you had or something? Do you know what I'm talking about? You used to be able to mouse over Smite and see how much gold. I think that
how
was season 4 or season 5.
much gold? What?
How much gold? How much gold you had from camps? How much bonus gold?
Oh,
Do you
really?
remember that?
Oh, bonus gold. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
yeah. I
that
remember
told
that.
you that
Yeah.
they took the camp. So I would have preferred that they bring that back rather than change the CS.
I don't know. I think the CS was fine the way it was.
Yeah, it
Like,
was.
because why? Like, I don't get the argument behind basically making it have more clarity for like junglers because like who's looking at jungle CS to like determine who's like doing better anyways, like if anything experience is more important than CS for jungle,
Right.
like so I like just none of it made sense to me.
Yeah. So I
Like
mean, go.
basically it was a pointless removal and it just makes things a little bit more difficult to track where the jungler is now, like
Yep.
it's overall just bad in my opinion. Like why?
Yeah. So I think for tracking the enemy jungler without wards,
Like you still can do it.
you can
It's
still
just
do it.
like
Yeah.
now you
The
don't know if their wolves are up or if their gromps up. Like that's the
right.
difference, you know?
Right. Not yeah. That's basically the only difference is you don't know if they took wolves, you don't know if they took Gromp, but you can still
Raptors.
calculate where they likely were when you do see them, but you just don't have an exact
Yeah,
idea on the
yeah.
count.
Yeah, yeah. It's just everything's less of an exact science now.
Right.
It's just you have to that's
And
why I'm saying
so
like it's not a huge deal, but like why even do it in the first place is
right.
still kind of
So the
doesn't
only
make
thing
sense.
this impacts is like in solo queue, let's say that you're the jungler and you're going like this. If you anticipate that they're gonna go like this versus this, your approach is altered. because otherwise you can just go like this and then find them, or alternatively you would just go like this and then find them, or that.
Yeah.
So it alters some stuff, but it's not the end of the world. You can still play the same way. You can still count CS and get a lot of benefit out of it. So it's
Yeah.
not the end of
It's
the
not
world.
like it's not the end of the world, but like it's just like one of those like needless changes that just takes away another aspect of the game that didn't need to be taken away. Like
Yeah.
that's just how I feel about it. I'm not like crying about it in my sleep or anything. Like a lot of people were crying about ketchup XP, but it's like, why did they even remove it?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
that's where I stand on that.
Question number 2. How to figure out your gank priority? Do you want to take this?
Uh, yeah, this is just like really basic stuff, but it's super good to always like do it before. Like if you're looking to climb, playing jungle, like the first thing you should do is like look at your lanes and the enemy jungler, like what, and then decide what do your lanes do and what does enemy jungler do, and based off that, that's how you're gonna basically determine where your gank priority will go in solo queue.
Mm-hmm.
For competitive, it can be a little bit different depending on
Game
just
plan.
by the nature of yeah.
Yeah.
But for solo queue, it'll always be really similar. Like in general, I would say the lanes that snowball the hardest, like assassin versus like control mage, for example. Like let's say you have a Fizz versus Orianna. That's a lane you're gonna be wanting to focus more than a lane that's like Orianna versus Azir, right? Like there's just a bunch of small things like that, and basically in your head before the game, you should try to think of, okay, what's the best way for me to win this game? Like, how am I gonna win this game the most effectively? How am I gonna snowball my laners the most effectively?
Right.
And usually that revolves around knowing
Lane
um,
matchups.
matchups, which a lot of people don't understand, even if they think they do.
No,
As
there's
jung-
pros that don't know them
yeah,
to the
no.
depth
Like, I
that
mean,
they need
I'm
to.
still learning them to like this day. Like, there's small things that I still learn about like all the time when I'm playing like for lane
Yeah.
matchups. Like,
Yep.
it's basically, I mean, but if you just want like a cheat sheet, basically you just go to lanes that have hard CC or that snowball harder. If that's like the cheat sheet answer,
Yes.
like lanes that have hard CC, lanes that are like assassins that can snowball the game out of control are generally lanes you're gonna have priority over like a tank versus tank like matchup. Like you might be able to kill their tank top lane, but it's not really gonna do much
Yep.
for anyone in comparison at least. So that's the short answer.
Yep. The only thing I would add on to it, like it's specific for higher MMR, is like if you fall behind or something and you know that you only have one shot back into the game, it's your job to identify that shot, and then it's your job to try to create, the opportunities or
Hmm.
possibility to get them ahead. Like yesterday, I was in a game, and it's like we had a Ryzen mid, but if he got ahead, the enemy team composition could still resist him, even if he was ahead. And then we had a top laner that if he was ahead, enemy team comp could still resist him. So like the only hope was to get Ezreal, because like Ezreal is slippery enough that if he's ahead, he still hits, and then he opens up like certain gears. And so the decision isn't normal, because obviously like Rise Pantheon, that should be Gank City with
Hmm.
Rune Prison and W, but sometimes you have to assess what is your only hope to get back into the game, and you have to try to get them online.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a lot of it just comes from playing the game a lot. You'll know like the smaller, more in detail things over time. You
Right.
just have to play and like learn the matchup. Like
Yep. You have
instead of
to
just like
really
being
learn
like,
the
oh,
matchups.
like why is my mid laner never have like priority in this lane? He must suck. Like maybe like you might want to like look
Well,
at the lane itself.
yeah, I think that's a problem that non-competitive junglers, or even junglers that they don't bother to learn lanes, they suffer from, is like, maybe one game you have a lane matchup that's losing, but the person that is on the losing end is Bjergsen, and the person that's on the winning end is a random master or challenger mid, and then Bjergsen wins. And so then maybe in your mind, because you're not thinking about the matchup as intensely as you should, you're like, oh, well, I guess the matchup's winnable. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And
stuff like
that's
that.
not
Like,
healthy. Like,
yeah, like I don't know. There's like a lot of basic ones that people know of, like, and there's just a lot of stuff, but I feel like a lot of people don't understand. Like, I mean, myself included, like, I'm still learning a lot of stuff,
yeah,
a lot of small stuff all the time, but it's the better you want to get at pathing, the better you want to learn all three lanes is what I would say. You want to understand how all three lanes operate. I'm
hmm,
talking about like at the highest level, of
right.
course. Like lower elo, it doesn't lane matchups don't really matter. Like people are gonna win or lose whatever lane. Like it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like
Yep.
you can't expect anything. But in higher elo, the way to get better at pathing is to generally just understand, have a like a wholer sense of like what every champion does versus every champion,
Yep.
so you can path to whatever side, you know, is
Okay.
necessary.
All right. So that's it for that one. Game knowledge that's associated. I think we actually just covered this one in a way. Game knowledge that's associated with jungling in general. I think one of the most unsung parts of jungle that junglers don't talk enough about, and I don't think that they value enough, is laners, like lane matchups.
No,
It's
I completely agree.
it's really concerning when we're
I've
going
noticed.
into yeah go.
Oh, sorry, just really quickly. I've noticed in NA, people look at the player opposed to the champion matchups now
Yes,
because the difference in player is so big that it actually just breeds a bad like mindset towards the game, I think. And it's not
yes,
really like the jungler's faults, in my opinion, always,
yep,
because it's pretty true. Like if you have a really bad player that's like managed to get like low challenger and they're versus a really good player that deserves challenger, right?
yeah.
And like that'll happen frequently in NA, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. The discrepancies are
So
too big.
they're too big, so the lane matchups won't matter as much, and it's harder to learn the game that way.
Yep.
You'll instead like you won't learn like lane matchups. You'll learn I want to dodge when this player is on my team.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's actually how it goes.
That's like so for laners in Twitch chat right now, like one example of this would be like you play a lane and you think that it's very easy, but then you learn that it's very hard. Or like once
Yeah,
you
yeah.
play,
I
like
know, I
I
know.
thought Tom was okay versus GP, and then I played versus Smebs Gangplank once, and I'm like, I'm never playing this matchup again. Like I'm
No,
just,
yeah.
this isn't happening.
Yeah, if you off roll, I think it's definitely beneficial to jungling just because at the highest level,
Yeah,
because it lets you just see from your own perspective what it's like to lane
yeah.
versus in a specific matchup. But
All right.
no, yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
I think we covered
I think
that.
that's we covered that one pretty
Yeah.
well.
Okay, number four, last question. How to snowball an advantage through mid game, even if it's small? How when to move vision deeper into the map? If you know when the enemy is starting, what are ways of taking advantages of that? What are some examples of good solo queue lane champions for true jungler players? So true jungle is a term that I use lately. It just means someone that only plays jungle. Like they never off roll.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
I define that as a
Okay.
true
You
jungler.
know, we can start it. We can start the first how to snowball an advantage through mid game, even if it's small. Well, it
This
depends
is
on what you're talking about because you could say you yourself have a small advantage over the enemy jungler, in which case it can be very difficult to make that happen. But that's such a hard question to answer, I feel like,
it is
because
because
it
it depends
depends
on
on
matchups.
champion, it depends on
Yep.
MMR, it depends on everything. If you're playing a champion like Elise and you're struggling to like close out games, then Elise might not be the champion for you, you know?
Yep. And I
Uh,
think that's where a lot of players at lower MMR they start to struggle actually is on champions like Elise, like Lee Sin, etc. because they don't possess the ability to recognize good situations and then capitalize.
yeah, so I think if there's a lot of ways to answer this question, but I think the easiest way to answer it that might help you, it would be I would say that if you're struggling to close out games, I mean, I don't know what elo you're in, but I would say that it probably just means that the champions you're playing might not be very good for later on in the game, or you might not know how to play them later on in the game. So you might want to try champions that will better suit how you play later on,
Mm-hmm.
so that you don't just kind of get a lead and then not know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's one way to answer that. But if you're in a higher MMR scenario, it's just about learning all the small windows of opportunity that you have. And you also should take into account composition. Like, if your composition's gonna get outscaled, you should have a sense of urgency when you're jungling with that
Right.
composition, right? If you have Elise, Jace, Zed, mid, and like, I don't know, some Kalista, Leona bot, you want to end that game quick, most likely, because you have no front line and all your champions are really snowbally. So you just want to end the game really fast.
Yep.
But it just depends on comp, really.
I
It's
think
hard to answer
another
that question.
another thing I would say though, like I don't think I even said this in Tempo Storm, or not at least this way. It wasn't phrased this way, but like I'm gonna draw it on screen really quick. Something that I've started using now when I talk to pro players, right, is even in NA, right, I've gotten into arguments with not like from Tempo, but just like other players and Solo-Q or something post game or whatever, and they're like, "Oh no, we have this big advantage. We should be doing something with it." And I'm like, "No, you don't need to do something with it. Like that's a false belief. It is something that I think has been told to you, and you think that, oh, we have this big gold lead. We have to do something with it. No, if you were 4,000 gold ahead of your opponent, right? And so opponent, team A is at 12,000 gold, and then team B is at 16,000 gold. If third core items are 20k gold, and both teams handshake just passive gold income. You know what I mean? Like just stalemating the middle of the map, farming wave up here, farming wave up here, farming wave here, here, whatever. Who hits 20k first? Obviously this team.
Hmm.
So this is like this is something NA and even Korean teams struggle with this, and I don't think I've ever phrased it in this way. Like this is like the lottery or like the jackpot or something, where you ramp to a certain tier faster. So it feels like, okay, if we're gaining 1,000 and this team is gaining 1,000 a minute, it feels like nothing's happening. It feels like you're letting them get
Yeah, yeah.
gold for
But you
free.
already have the lead that you
Right.
need to get to the core items
And
that you want.
you level up first. You hit 20k first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I get
That's
that.
the breaking point. So even though it doesn't feel like anything's going on, it is. You're actually getting further ahead by not doing anything. Because if you try to invest into an aggressive play, it usually often requires you to invest more into vision. Pink wards, sweepers. You end up usually losing out on side lanes because you're grouping up or something, so they're getting more benefit. There's a slight skew in gold gain. So this team that's on the defensive, applying Tygos to defender and other scenarios, whatever, they might actually be having a slight edge over you, and you need to hope that you can crack it and bust it open to negate it. But by doing nothing, sometimes that's actually doing everything. Like the onus is actually on this team to figure out a way to force you to do something.
Hmm.
But I feel like people don't understand this enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't need
So
to
I'm not. Yeah.
snowball by doing something.
Yeah.
You snowball by doing
Yeah.
nothing.
It depends on comps.
Yes, yes.
Like, if you have a comp that's getting outscaled, I think that it's reasonable to say, even if you're gonna spike even harder at this one point, that you still should be looking proactively if you're
Right.
gonna get outscaled, because you don't want to give up any opportunities with a composition that gets outscaled usually that you
Right.
can take. But but in certain scenarios, I agree.
Yep.
It can be good to just play it really slow and not have a leveled out gold advantage for a while in order to secure the victory, opposed to potentially risking it by
Yep.
closing out faster.
Some people just aren't patient enough. That's all. But then, yeah, like what you're saying, maybe this team benefits actually from less gold than this team, and so
Yeah.
some of these like level up numbers can become difficult to assess. But then that's a skill in itself, is knowing like what are the numbers for all the
Yeah,
teams.
I mean, yeah, it's a something that's hard to get used to,
Yeah.
because instinctively you just want to close out the game as fast as possible, because it's just like kind of how you as a human, I feel like you just want to end the game. If you have a lead, you just want to end it as quick as possible, but
Hmm.
not always the right way to go.
All right, so that's it for the fourth question. Do you want to answer a Twitch chat question or no?
Wait, was that the fourth question?
Yeah, that was it.
Wait, we didn't answer what are some examples of the true jungle thing, did we?
Oh, I mean, we did a tier list.
Wait, what was the question again? For some reason I thought like we didn't
How to
answer
snowball
that.
an advantage, right? How to move vision deeper into the map. If you know where the
Uh-huh.
enemy is starting, what are some ways of taking advantage? I mean, we talked about that, right? It's like lane priority
Yeah.
and stuff. And then he said, "What are some good examples of good solo lane champs for true jungler players?" That doesn't like I thought he was asking for true jungle champions, but I think he's asking for like what do I play if I'm mid or top? Like
Yeah,
if
he's
you're
asking like he's a jungle only player and he wants to know what champion I should play for mid or top if I'm auto-filled, I think.
uh I mean, I guess what?
I would recommend
Karma?
Ornn top.
Ornn
Or
Karma?
Karma mid?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
press Q and the wave's
Pantheon
gone.
top? Pantheon top or Ornn top, probably.
I see. I'm a little bit uncomfortable with recommending Pantheon to like this guy asking the questions. Diamond. I'm. Oh yeah, Annie. I mean
Of course.
that's the
I
nuts.
mean, that's a given.
That's a given. Yeah,
Talking about champions outside of Annie, of course.
yeah. I mean, there's no need, but yeah. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
All right.
alright.
Are we done with? I think we are.
Yeah, I think we got
Wiggly,
through
do you
everything.
want to go stream right now, and I'll just host you?
My computer where I'm at right now currently is not, I get massive, I've been getting like really bad FPS like even without streaming and streaming just makes
That
it
makes
worse. Like I tried streaming like once.
Doesn't sound like paid by Steve to me. It's not.
No, no, I don't live at the C9 place yet though. So when I move there, I'll be good to stream.
Not paid by Steve.
Feels bad, man, when you're only paid by Jack and not Steve.
Yeah, paid by Jack. Saw what happened to Jack at the end of the Titanic, right? Right. Steve's like the guy. Steve's the guy on the Titanic that got into the lifeboat. You know what I mean? Jack actually cared about Rose. He went down. Yeah.
Jesus.
God.
Literally, someone in Twitch chat's like, "Oh, leaked," when I said paid by Jack, when I literally
Yeah.
says C9 Wiggly, and I'm gonna know.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a
Wiggly
classic
leaks.
Twitch chat.
Yeah, Wiggly leaks.
Wiggly leak.
Yeah. Oh my God. All
Oh my
right.
God, C9 confirmed.
C9 confirmed, dude.
All right.
C9 confirmed.
Anyway,
All right, I'm just gonna talk with Twitch chat for like a few minutes, and I'm gonna end the stream, and then I'm gonna go play Tom Kench for you, off stream.
all right.
I'm gonna do
See you,
that for
dude.
you. All right, man.
I'll
Thank you
watch
so
it.
much. Yep.
Yeah, no problem, man.